Everybody's hollering.
Wow.
Where is everybody?
How long does it take to go live?
Unsubscribe me.
Usually about more than 10, 15 seconds usually.
20,
Yeah, it
20
should have
about
gone
20
live by
second
now.
delay.
Here it comes.
Oh, there it
There
is.
you are.
Yeah.
We're
Welcome
live.
to Above and Beyond Drones, where we are prompt every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
Everybody knows. Once again, I was on the phone this time with Ron and Steve.
Well, I sent you a message. Say, hey, you go live in a minute.
He did.
No,
Yeah.
we were on there talking. I go, and Ron goes, we should probably let Jim go so he can get ready for tonight's show. And he goes, what do you mean? He goes, oh, what are we going to do? And I go, send out the notification.
Now, where's my...
Love your shirt, Mitch.
I was sitting in here by myself and thinking, well,
you like that shirt?
Yeah, National Sarcastic Society.
National Sarcastic. Like we need your support. It says.
Okay, now I got my chat and everything.
There we go. Let's say hello to everybody in the chat. There's Jody, Drone Shots, and Thomas Ariels, Brendan Lee, Bob Casey, Steve Carpenter, Agent K, Al Diaz. Come on down, where we're prompt every Tuesday night.
Taking over, that's Adrian's spot whenever he comes on. That's to say, you could be into the deepest subject. It's gotta wait for Adrian.
Don't have to wait. He just comes in and takes it over.
Yeah, Jody, I canceled that stream because I was going to do that. And then I realized I had to go buy groceries. Yeah, I was going to do a live stream on the flight simulator today and scheduled it. And yeah, so.
Yeah, I was there, Lloyd.
Waiting, were you? Yeah. Should have known after about 5, because you know me, I've already got my stuff scheduled a week ahead of time. And I actually scheduled that like 10 o'clock this morning. And then things didn't work out. And I fell back asleep, and, And then I realized, oh crap, this is payday. I got to go pay a few bills and pick up some money from the bank so I can go buy groceries. I mean, we've been eating.
You still pay with a check or with green paper?
Oh, I use green paper. Yeah,
you could do it all electronically now.
Oh,
They want you to do it electronically.
All my bills,
get rid of money.
All my bills are auto pay except for 2, and I have to one I have to take in, and the other one I send a check out. That's why I went to the post office today, send out one of the checks. Then everything, but when it comes to groceries and stuff, because I'm retired, so I'm on a set income, so I have a Excel spreadsheet. I punch in all the numbers of what the bills are this month. What's left at the bottom is what I go get out of the bank. I don't want them earning money off my interest. So then I pay cash for everything.
So what happened, Bob? I get this. Well, I tell you what, last night at 6 o'clock, our time, it was like 10 calls in a row. Boom, 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 boom. And it was all those solicitors. My God, there's somebody trying to sell me a warranty. They just wouldn't stop.
Yeah.
I wouldn't answer the call, but they left messages. And I had 10 messages. It said 3 minutes long.
They call from the same number each time?
No.
No,
different number.
Different number each time now.
But Texas, I've been getting texts.
And they're local numbers.
Advertisement.
They're all local numbers.
They're all local numbers. Like for me here, being in the 949 area code, that's what they've done for spoofing. Because you'll see all these, like New York or Chicago or whatever. And then all of a sudden now I've noticed it for the past almost, I want to say probably the last 9 to 10 months.
Yeah.
It's all coming in there. So on the phone, when they're calling the house, block.
Yeah, they're spoofing them like crazy. And when I get them, They even spoofed the first 3 digits. They not only the area code, but also the first 3 digits of my own number. So when I look at that, you see the caller ID, it looks so familiar to you because most of it is your phone number for the last 4 digits. Now when I see that, I never answer. I can't read that.
It's a promo for Tomas.
Okay.
One time
It's
in
a
my
Guinness,
entire
a
life,
Guinness mug.
I had called me. The number said I was calling myself.
Oh yeah.
My home phone called my cell phone, which is funny because my home phone automatically forwards to my cell phone anyways. So, there's no way my home phone could have called out because I was sitting next to it and I had my cell phone. It's like,
I
that's
do the same with Magic
Well,
Chat.
Lloyd, you'll be fine until the day you actually start buying something from yourself.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I had to pay for my own damn hat, so I've already started buying for myself. Yeah.
You buy a warranty, you're screwed.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. They keep calling me about my soon to expire warranty. I've got a 1999 Ford F-150 and I got a 2005 Nissan Quest. Those things have been out of warranty for years. And they're not going to sell me a warranty on something that old, Oh, they'll take my money, but they won't stand behind anything. So it's just what a waste anyways.
I was going to say, they'll sell it to you. They just won't pay any claims.
Exactly. Yeah. And you got to watch the dealerships too. Do what?
Wait for the political robocalls.
Oh, I've been getting them.
I get them in email and text message constantly.
I get them from the union.
From the school union?
Yeah, I get it from the school union. It's in text.
So
that was one of the things they stopped doing with the unions. They had to do that. They could no longer, after that law passed, they can no longer donate unless you allow them to.
What are you talking about?
Opting in for, in other words, unions. Like I was in the electrical. I still am the electrical union until any of them, like auto union, teachers union, and everything. There was a lawsuit held against the campaigns because they were going ahead and taking money out of the union funds and donating to candidates. They cannot do that anymore. They haven't been able to do that for a couple of years. You have to get your approval in order for funds being approved to go out.
Ah, good.
Makes sense.
We need to stop ballot harvesting.
Well, I've been trying to get the Democrats to donate me money. I mean, they're paying for everything else. I thought maybe they'd donate some for my campaign. Can't get anybody. So.
Well, Lloyd, I'm trying to hack into Antifa.com because when you type Antifa.com, it goes straight to Biden's campaign and Harris's campaign, and I'm trying to hack into it so it goes straight to your campaign fund.
That would work. Yeah, anybody. Hey, I'll be real honest with everybody, and I am honest. I take bribes. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I can be bought.
We can find something to spend that on, right?
Yeah, but I'm being an honest politician. I can be bought.
Damn straight.
And he's related to Nixon.
Yes, I am.
So last night I took these SD cards. Remember I was telling you that you can get the lifetime warranty and all that?
Right.
And I told you guys I bought the Extreme Plus Sandisks. Well, they're not lifetime anymore. They're 5 years.
Really?
Yeah, it really annoyed the crap out of me. But they make you go through hell. After you pick the memory card, then you have to pick, and then what type, was it red, gold? And it's a little bit confusing because they have A2, and of course these cards are A2 and U3. All on the packaging,
Right.
So you hope you're picking the right one. But this is the Sandisk site. And this serial number is the fun part. Let's see if
Trying
I can
to
get
read
rid
it.
of that. Yes. I actually had to take a picture of it with my phone and then blow it up so I can read the damn number.
Oh boy.
Jeez.
Well, you know they have these glass things. They're called magnifying glasses.
I knew where you were going, Art.
He does that crap to me all the time.
Yeah, but that was a lot easier, I'll tell you that, taking the picture of it. This way it just stays there.
Christopher Columbus had that on the ship coming across to find the states on his charts.
Yeah. Oh, the problem was his charts weren't correct anyway. So
Yeah. Well, if he would have flipped them over and looked at the fine print, he was made in China.
Yeah.
Our objects may appear closer than they are.
There you go.
You know, Al, you said you block, but you still get the calls. I'm on that do not call list. I block them on my phone and still get the damn calls.
Oh, yeah. It will until they pass this legislation that's out there that's supposed to be coming up. We'll see what happens if they actually do it, to where they can be held and they can block them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, what's left to advertise at? I'm paying for Netflix with no commercials. So it's getting tougher and tougher to advertise to me.
I don't know if you guys get them, but I'm getting calls from someone speaking Mandarin, and it's excessive out here. Happens a lot.
Really?
You start,
That's probably DJI customer. It's probably DJI wants to send you a couple of trial units to review.
Yeah.
I doubt
that. They're probably saying, "Who's the smell guy?" No, we'll send it to Jim.
It wasn't their customer service, I'll tell you that.
Or you know what? Maybe you're just so close to downtown Chinatown that they're transferring you over. You better get your phone number changed to your local
nobody.
address.
I'm shocked none of you guys have received those.
No, nothing in Chinese.
Really?
All my most of my advertisements that I get on YouTube when I watch YouTube are all in Spanish now for some strange reason.
Really?
You know how they name their
the
kid
extra money so I don't have to watch it. Go ahead.
Oh, that went away after a year, Bob?
I guess I won't finish that, Jim.
What? What were you talking about?
I said, you know how they name their children in China?
How?
They take a hubcap off an old Buick and throw it down the alley, and whatever sound it makes, that's the kid's name. Like, Ting Tang Pop. Watch out for the kid named Ting Tang Pop. Wow.
Hit the boo button, Lloyd.
Yeah, I don't even have it fired up yet, but I'll get it fired up.
So much for political correctness.
Yeah. It shows.
That went out the window.
Yeah.
That's right.
There you go.
We're on time here, all the time. There you go. You know, I wonder if there's a limit to how many you can block on your phone, because I know there's a limit to how many messages you can have. You can set it too, because I think it's originally when you get the phone, it starts at 100.
Oh God, I've probably got 200 people blocked on my phone.
Oh, I have at least that many phone numbers, if not more.
Yeah, and at least 10% of them are relatives. You know, so.
Bob was saying, I bet I have at least 400 to 500 blocked.
Yeah, I don't know. It's never stopped me from blocking them. Of course, I have an iPhone, so it might be different on an Android. So
I did see a thing on this Android 9 Note 9 when I got it that I could change the number to higher. I think I'd change it to 1,000 because what it'll do is it'll start deleting. And as you add a new number, it'll delete the old one. But these guys, man, I'm telling you, 10 calls, all within a 10-minute span. And all different area codes and numbers. These robo machines are getting faster, smarter, quicker.
Oh yeah.
The first thing is you don't pick up the phone unless you know the person. Because the moment you pick it up, they know they have an active line. And what that means is that company now, and what you're getting in is not mainly sales for those robocalls. It's those companies are sitting there and their algorithm says, I got an active line. We turn it around. We put it in the list. The next day, your phone number is sold.
Yeah.
And see what happens here, though? Like the phone will give me suspected spam.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, mine does that too. I love that.
But, I've got doctors in the 772 area code, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's us too. We have.
Because a doctor's number comes from a switchboard. So is it, you know what I'm saying, Lloyd?
Yeah.
Well, if you don't, I figure it this way. If I never answer them, if I don't know who it is.
Yeah,
Right.
If it's something real, they'll leave a voicemail. If it's not real, they won't. So I look, if I get no voicemail, I go back and report that as spam and block it.
Exactly what I do. Or if they do leave it on especially on my business line, they'll sit there and come in. Oh, your warranty service is almost up. Excuse me, my warranty service has been up for 10 years.
Yeah. And they've got it on everything.
But the moment you do it on my phone, I can sit there and say block it if I'm listening to her, or going back, I can block it on my AT&T phones that I have connected to wireless cordless phones, and that memory is huge. That's in there.
I have that AT&T risk thing, whatever. This is the blocker. I like to report them as terrorists.
Oh my God!
There you go.
They'll say what kind of you go to report them. You get a number. You go to block it and you report them. It says what kind of number. I said terrorist. That's what I always fill in the blank.
Yeah, but then you get the boy who cried wolf. If everybody reports everybody as a terrorist, nobody will pay any attention to
Well, that's true too. But
that's not true. They were terrorizing him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He felt uncomfortable. So
yes, yeah.
He's a victim now. He's a victim. So
next thing you know, I'm going to grow a man bun and buy me a brokini.
Man bun. Oh, and then a brokini.
I got to get one of those brokinis.
Down to the beach, down by the Arkansas River. And
I'd sort of look like, what is it? The Incredibles? The second half where he squeezes into it and all squeezes. Yeah. Actually, this year I'm going as Thor, but the new Thor, not the one that really looked good, but the one in the last movies, where he's big and fat. Yeah, that's who I'm going to be. That's who I'm going to be for Halloween.
Well, if it's really tight, then you will be Thor for the rest of the night.
Yeah. And that's the reason they call them budgie smugglers.
This is a phone question. I used to be able to get my voicemail when I go into the phone. I just press 1 and then call, and I would get. Now, for some reason, that doesn't work. I get that code is not valid. So, I mean, did they change it, or is it because I've got voicemail app on my phone that I can't figure out how to work it. I can't access any, to listen to any voicemails.
Huh. You have Android, don't you?
Yeah, you got Android. Yeah.
Well, on my phone, the voicemail transcribes it and everything for me.
Yeah, I could do that.
I can actually listen. I can listen to it, but I go in there and real quick if it's a real message or not.
Right. Well, that would be nice if I could figure out how to, listen to my phone calls.
Brad, do you get these calls in Australia?
Which calls are that? Sorry, I came in late, and good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good evening.
This is John King's in Darwin, guys. Brad.
Oh,
okay.
Hey,
how you doing? Good.
Hey guys,
I'm
how are
looking
you?
at this guy down. Who the hell is this guy? DKB.
That's right.
What
I
does that
normally get
mean?
the same. I normally get the same response at home, so it's okay.
Yeah.
I've seen you in lots of chats, but this is the first time I've seen you in person.
Well, normally I'm at work because, you guys on the other side of the world and all that rubbish, it means
Right,
I'm
yeah.
only in chat. But I'm home for the day now. And then I saw the email come through from Jim, and it's like, oh, well, look, I finally get to harass you guys.
First time.
Hey, how come you're not over at Pusa Studios?
Are they on, are they?
That's where I see you. Every time I'm over there, I go, there's Drone Kings in Darwin.
Well, so when they normally come on, it's about 8:30, 9:30, on depending on the time zones that they're at. So, that's sort of my first thing that I tune into in the mornings when I get to work. So whack the earpiece in and just hang shit on the guys, really.
You do in the chat, yeah. What's with Jim?
Video call in?
Yeah.
So he was on Ganna's stream 2 weeks ago. I think he just got to the point where he just had enough and needed a break, really. I mean, he'd been going, 5, 6, 7 days a week for 14 months, 15 months, 16 months, and he just got to the point where he just had enough for now. I think he's starting to get the itch and wanting to come on. Like he even dropped out of the disc. Well, he's still in the Discord, but he hasn't really sort of replied to anything in the Discord that I've been in with Tony and Adam from Crap My Dad. So,
right.
But yeah, he's starting to get the itch and wanting to come back.
You should just cut it down to once a week.
Yeah. Look, I think there's a few other things. I think he's probably gotten a bit busier with work as well, with everything. So that's sort of.
Speaking of advertising, yeah, he does advertising and SEO and all that, right?
Yeah, so I think with the COVID and stuff, he's gotten a bit busier out of all that.
Now, I heard a complaint. I don't know. It's just what I heard, that some people didn't like all the kids he had on. You know what I'm talking about.
Well, I guess when you got an open show, and it's up to the viewer really whether they hang around or whether they disappear. I mean, you can't control that. So.
Oh, now I know who you're talking about.
You remember Jim, video calling show?
Yeah.
He was
calling show,
doing too many shows. Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoyed him, but gave me something to watch every night. But I just can't believe that I haven't caught any of his shows since I think he did 1 or 2 after his foot got healed, and then
that's what. Yeah, the foot sort of messed him up a little bit as well.
Yeah.
He was finding it hard, and he came back and did probably about 10 shows, give or take, and I think there was he had a few streaming problems as well, and I think that just sort of just killed him as well. But
in this community, I see the same faces all the time in streams. If I'm not watching it live, I watch replays. Right. So you guys up here or the guys in the chat.
Yeah, we're everywhere.
Yeah, Mitch and I get around a lot. Well, so does Art. I think Art gets around more than any of us.
Because we have no lives. Basically, is the problem.
Brad, are you still in Darwin?
Yeah, we're still up here. It looks like we were supposed to have gone back 1st of July, but then COVID started shutting down borders here in Australia, so we extended to November, and now we're looking at staying till December next year.
Wow.
So, so they've got sort of domestic borders happening where if you're coming from a hot spot, they'll make you go into quarantine for 2 weeks. They're kind of having a few sort of people skipping the border, and then we're getting, hot spots in areas where people have jumped borders. So we just, and obviously unemployment's pretty big everywhere, but I've got a job up here, so it's like, we might as well stay up here. My wife's working, which is the reason why we're up here. I've got a job, so we might as well stay here for a while and let the country sort itself out. And the good thing about being in Darwin is we are back to normal. We can go out. We can, there's no real restrictions on people in public, and I'm back in the gym and that sort of stuff. So we're kind of back to normal. So it's like, why do we want to move? We might as well just stay here.
Yeah, I think Matt, who's over in Matt Northeast Drone Productions. He's over in Brisbane.
Yeah, he's Brisbane,
and he was saying that him and Pete Carroll was saying that if you go from there to Queensland, or Queensland's got the restrictions going on.
So you can't, if you can go to New South Wales and Victoria, but coming back from there, if you go anywhere out of coming from there, you basically go to 2 weeks self quarantine sort of thing in a hotel where you got to pay for it. So most people don't have that sort of luxury to be able to pay to go into quarantine for 2 weeks. So a lot of people just stay and put.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, if Victoria was still shut down or if they still had the restrictions on it.
Yeah, Victoria's cases are coming down. I think I heard today they're finally below 100 on the 7-day average or whatever that means, which is a good sign, but they're still not out of the woods yet. They're talking about on Sunday announcing the roadmap to get out of it, but anything can happen between now and Sunday where that gets cancelled.
Yeah, I got some mates that live there in Melbourne, and I knew I think the deal they had going on is they didn't want anybody coming in. They said, well, you can go anywhere, but they get somebody get COVID, but they didn't want to infringe on their rights. You can't leave the state, you can't leave the home, but I'm not going to infringe on the rights and make you take a test to prove that you don't have COVID.
But you can leave the state. There's no restrictions on leaving the states. But the trouble is when you get to somewhere else, you're going to be basically locked down for 2 weeks. If you're only going away for 3 weeks, kind of thing, and you're 2 weeks, you're locked away in a hotel, you might as well just not bother. Victoria have got restrictions like you can't travel more than 5 kilometres from home.
Right.
You can't leave unless you're an essential worker, picking up the groceries kind of thing. You've got to wear a mask. It's like crazy. My parents are down there in Victoria, my family, and they're all, struggling down there. So I'm glad I'm up here.
Yeah, I'd heard they were having a hard time down there because, like I said, I got a mate that lives in Melbourne, and the funny thing is though, they don't want to test any of these people. They'll be in 14 days quarantine, but in Victoria, they're not wanting to test to see if they've got COVID. Yeah. So it doesn't matter if they're sick or not. Well, okay, you can't do any of this, but we don't want to infringe on your benefit or on your rights. You can't walk down the street without a mask and 3 patrolmen about you, but we won't ask you to take a test. Yeah.
Isn't that the oddest thing? I mean, even if you're in 14 days, you could still have COVID.
Yeah. That's the lunacy of Victoria right now.
I've got to make it. I can't see the chat. I noticed some people said hi to me. I'm on a cell phone here, so I saw Ed said hi to me. So hi to everybody in the chat.
Mitch, what are you smoking? If you don't mind me asking. Well, I know it's a stogie, but what kind? What
no, nothing special. They're just some bundled things I buy, very inexpensive. They're not bad. You got Dominican cigar. They're like a no-name house brand for the cigar shop that I go to.
Cool. Yep.
I've got a friend that lives down in Melbourne.
Wearing a mask while they're on a hiking trail or on one of these open space trails, riding a bike.
I've seen them in a car.
Yeah,
over here they're in a car.
I like the newscasters on TV. They're standing out there. The only person anywhere 10 feet away from them is the cameraman, and they're wearing a mask.
Yeah.
We've had 0 cases up here in probably a month, and the only cases that we have had have been people already in quarantine, so they haven't been out. And like I see people driving around in their cars with masks on, and it's like,
don't you get a chuckle out of that? What kind of idiot? You got to be a special idiot to do that.
Yeah, I work in facilities at work, and the complaints that come in are just, is the air conditioning COVID safe and all this sort of shit. But these are the people that go down the supermarket and group in 5 or 10 standing out the front of it at the door, having a chat away. There's just knuckleheads out there.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of COVID, as of today, the Grumpy Vlogger store on Teespring has masks for sale.
Oh, are you kidding? Teespring has them?
No, I'm not kidding. What the hell? It's got the Grumpy Vlogger seal right on the front. It's a cloth mask. I make about 3 cents off mine.
I want a mask that's got a cutout for my nose and my mouth.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
That would be. I wonder if anybody would say
How
anything to
the
you.
hell am I supposed to smoke my cigar if I'm wearing a friggin' mask?
Exactly.
Well, you know, they have these leather masks. Well, they're more like a hood that has a zipper over the mouth.
No. Wrong kind. Wrong kind of mask, Art.
Don't go there, Art. I just came back in, and you come up with that, and it's like, put me back down. I don't want to be here. Brad, nice to meet you in person.
Morning. How are you?
Good morning to you, sir. Good. Say good evening here from Southern California.
Yeah, it's always the way. I saw a guy in a Facebook group that had actually got a mask where he had like a QR code for people to scan for his YouTube channel on one side and a QR code for his TikTok channel on the other side. And I just thought, hang on a minute.
Cool.
But hang on a minute. I've got to have a selfie stick to be able to get 1.5 meters away from him to be able to scan his code.
How the hell can you be social distancing when you're walking up to somebody to scan their QR code?
Here, let me scan your face.
I thought promotion-wise, it's a great idea, but practicality, no, I've got to stand too far away to be able to hit the barcode. I thought, that's a good idea.
Well, you don't have to social distance if you're wearing a mask. You know, remember what they say. You got to put this in the convoluted context that they put it out in. And just to make everything clear, since we're on this subject and going into it, I just been listening. Is everybody just go to the CDC, here in the United States. The amount of deaths, that's why I was asking you, and not to be gruesome, the amount of deaths here in the United States is less than 10% due to COVID. The rest are all underlying conditions. It was published yesterday.
It's actually, Steve, it said 6%.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm saying less than 10
due to COVID.
I'm going to be like the I'm going to be like the pollsters. You're plus or minus 4%.
Yeah.
What I don't understand about it is, this was supposed to be something that was supposed to, eliminate some of these things. The stupid people are still alive. It's not working.
Yep.
They just multiply.
I know. It's supposed to be thinning the herd, survival of the fittest. No, the stupid ones are still around. It's the smart old folks that are dying off. It's
ironic that the guy below me is from Darwin.
Okay, I was a little took a second for the penny to drop, but yeah.
Yeah, we need the Darwin Award. Yes.
Spot on, Jim. That was good. That was good, Jim. Swapping them like that.
But what's interesting as well is over here is since before border restrictions and you can freely move around the country, you'd have people living in Victoria that'd be like, hey, you want to go to Sydney? And they'd be like, nah, can't be fucked. Now all of a sudden the borders are closed and you got idiots jumping over in boots of cars and all that sort of stuff trying to lie their way in, and it's like, what are you knuckleheads doing?
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to go traveling, and then now that you're told you can't, hey, let's go on a road trip. Yeah.
We've had people going on 300-kilometer drives to get McDonald's. We've had, people sneaking over in the backs of trucks and in boots and lying on it. We've had people we had a couple of girls that lived in Queensland that went down to Victoria, which is, so the state's order is, for those of you who don't know, it's like Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, then you got Tasmania below that. So they went from Brisbane down to Victoria. Then on their way back to try and circumnavigate the system, they went Victoria, New South Wales, Queensland, right? Now it gets better. They lied on their forms with their names, so that got them in the shit straight away. But while they were in Victoria, apparently they were down there knocking over handbag stores like Louis Vuitton and all that sort of shit. So they're now being done for lying on their border form, theft, all this other sort of stuff. It's just
it's called Victoria's Secrets.
not so secret.
That was good, Art.
And I'm sure they were wearing their COVID mask when they knocked over those places too.
Yeah, nah.
They're
I
probably
actually-
saying, quick, where's my thong? I'll use that.
I actually heard about all this from this guy here who told me about.
Dudes.
Oh,
Hey, Matt.
Ah,
Good morning,
Yeah.
mate.
Gentlemen,
good to see you, sir.
you just said the wrong thing. If you're talking to us, we're not gentlemen here.
oh, come on,
Yeah.
Lloyd, you are, mate. You are. You're YouTube. You're the YouTube Gentleman of the Year. You get an award.
Now that Matt's here, I can turn off the subtitles. It's all right. I can understand someone.
Oh, g'day. How are you? You're up in Darwin, aren't you?
Yes, yes.
Nice.
Yes.
That's why
Yeah, it's good up
that's
here.
why Jim just put you down under.
Yeah.
Good
Wait
boys
until you
down
put the
under.
video. Hang on. I'll do it for you.
actually, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Actually, Jim complains about the humidity. He wants to go to Darwin for Christmas. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Tell you what.
Hey, I'm just lucky I wear shorts and t-shirt to work every day. That's all I can say. It's just.
Mate, I remember I was playing in a band and we were touring through Darwin. We were playing out of Humpty Doo Christmas time, and because we had, those park hands, those lights, and they were on us all. And it was middle of summer, and you're wringing wet before you even started. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. 2
But I
showers a
just
day up
was going
here.
to say something a second ago, and then I disappeared. It was amazing. How you doing,
Bobcat.
Matt?
Not
How are
bad.
you?
Mitch. Not bad yourself.
Good. I was going to say, speaking of drones, I flew my Mavic 2 yesterday for the first time in months, man.
Did it fly?
Yes, it actually flew, and I actually remembered how to work the app. It's been that long.
You just realise what you've been missing out on, haven't you?
Yeah,
Probably not.
it was nice. Jim, I guess Jim can hear me. I went down where they're building right next to the park where I fly. They're building a housing development. They got all the heavy equipment running around down there. So I spent, I ran a pack out orbiting earth movers and things like that, just to keep my hand in. But if you enjoy flying camera drones a lot, don't take up FPV, guys, because that'll be the end of the camera drones.
Yeah. I had a Tater Thomas. How are you? Just got to say g'day. I had a. I was so buggered today, to be honest. But I've got to go into work soon. But Monday night, I knocked off work, and a mate of mine has gone camping up north, up at a place called Noosa, and he went up there and he invited me to come over on the. Well, it's not an island, but you need to get a barge to get over there and go along the beach and all that sort of stuff. And I can't pass that sort of opportunity up. And I said, yeah, all right. So I knocked off pretty early on Monday night, 8 o'clock. I had all my stuff ready to go, all charged up. And I went to bed about 10 to get about 4 hours sleep because 2.5 hour drive up there. I couldn't sleep, didn't sleep at all, didn't sleep a bloody wink. So I drove up there, spent all day up there, and then I came back and filmed another location. And then I got back and then I was up till 10 last night because I can't help myself. I got all that footage. I've got to have a look at it. So I put it on the computer.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You must be beat, man.
Dude, I'm stuffed. I don't want to go. I don't want to go to work today. Damn it.
Whereabouts are you, Matt?
In Brisbane, I'm out near, where Goodna, Ipswich area?
Yeah, down south bit.
That's west.
West south, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm up at when I'm back in Brisbane, I'm up at Albany Creek.
Okay, that's nice up there.
Yeah, we moved up there 2 years ago. About 4 or 5 years ago. So we've still got the house there while we're up here in Darwin.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, I like Albany Creek. I deliver to the Coles there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There you go.
How come everybody on this stream is talking funny now? I mean, we're getting outnumbered here, Lloyd.
I know.
Sorry.
G'day, folks. How are we all?
Oh my God.
Sorry, how you doing?
It's
sorry.
3-on-3.
Hey. Wow. Long time.
Hey,
no
Lloyd.
see.
How are you, buddy?
I'm doing good, mate. How you doing?
Not bad. I trust Judy's doing okay.
Well, she hasn't killed me yet, and I haven't killed her, so we're both doing good.
Good. Remarkable restraint on all parts. G'day, Steve, Ron, Gary, Tom, Adrian, Tater, Al, everybody. Wow.
Yeah, there you guys go.
Hey,
Brad.
Ari, I did Mount Beerway yesterday.
Yeah. How did it go?
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, I was going to say that's either really, really good or really, really bad. Yeah.
Brilliant. Just have
Notice, Mitch, the sentences are getting shorter and shorter because now these Australians, they just kind of go grunt. Brilliant. Yeah. Hey, Marty. Yeah. They know what the hell they're talking about. We're sitting here confused. Like, what the hell are they saying?
That's grounds for a retaliatory strike. Matt, did you hear that they're sending recommendations that all Trump supporters get tested for COVID because apparently lack of taste is an early symptom?
I'll even laugh at that one. Okay, that's
Oh dear, sorry, mate. Well, I'm glad you got some good footage there, mate, and didn't run into the mountain. Starting a week from tomorrow, we'll see if I can lose a drone. Leanne and I are going away for 8 days up the Central Coast on the reef.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. You should be okay.
Well, I should be, but it's going to be interesting. I've been lucky enough that they gave me, I received this morning provisional permission to fly in the marine park. However, one of the places we're going will be Lady Musgrave, but I'm not allowed to land. I've got to fly from the boat. So, it could end with a kapunk.
How can you even impose that? Who would be watching that?
Well, it's a marine park, Jim. It's under the Department of Wildlife, and these
like a federal reserve.
The companies that run the tours, they do the tours and whale watching and all of that sort of thing, which we're doing as well. They get their permits to operate at the tolerance of the wildlife department, so they don't dare allow anything that's not okay. Like, I've got permission to fly at Lady Musgrave. I have not yet got permission to fly on the whale watching tour because there's an issue about 300 meters distance from marine mammals.
Is it 3 or 5? I thought it was 500. Oh no, hang on, it might be 3. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't said g'day to Al yet. How are you, mate?
You guys are all on the bottom, and since I'm looking this way and Lloyd's looking that way, we've got it all squared away here.
Yeah.
Jim's got his OCD sorted.
Well, it's because I got StreamYards over on this monitor over here, and I've got my camera and my vMix on this monitor, and all I'm doing is staring at the little light in my camera, and I can't see what in the chat or anything else. I got that all moved over to that side. So
Tater zip tied his mic too short, so he can't even come on. He did his setup and then zip tied the mic too tight.
Oh, you're kidding? Oh,
no,
man.
I saw that in the chat.
Yeah, I've got my zip tie, but I made sure I put a good.
I think this is the first time because Matt, I was talking about you with Brad. And then you jumped on, and then I just saw Ari, and I'm like, this is the first time ever I've seen you three together on any stream.
I haven't seen Brad on anything.
Yeah.
Hey, I've been in the chat. I've been somewhere.
Yeah, you've been in the chat.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, I've been in the stream with Brad and plenty with Matt, but never both of them together. That's us, the three amigos. They are funny guys.
The busy guys.
But if you do have a good look at Brad, you can understand why he hasn't been on the live stream.
Yeah.
Hang on. Hey, I brushed my hair, so give me a chance.
You know what's interesting though is he flies the Spark too, Matt. You guys both started with the Spark, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I did. That's what got me having a look what he was doing with his footage.
Me, I've got the Air.
That's
you got the Air 2 or the Air now?
Air. I'm thinking about the Air 2, but I'm waiting for Airy to convince me.
Mate, your lady still doesn't talk to me, and it's my fault that he got the Air. He was talking to me, and I said, "Oh yeah, an Air would be all right." And I did a search and said, "Here's one," and sent him the link, and he went and bought it. And that was the last time his wife ever spoke to me.
Yeah, got it.
Unreal. Oh, so you haven't had the Spark?
No, I've got an Air and I've got a Phantom 3, which is.
Oh, sorry, I was wrong. My bad.
I thought, yeah, okay. Anyway, something got me into your channel.
I wouldn't mind the Air 2 one day, maybe Christmas.
Air 2's not a bad drone.
I don't know. You do good enough, Brad. Your stuff is pretty good. It's like Kenny Cardoso's. He manages to work wonders with that Spark.
No. Kenny's another level,
right?
he's next level. Matt's level's pretty good as well. I like some of your stuff.
I don't know how the son of a bitch finds all the mist coming and all that. We call that humidity. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Al.
It's just okay.
Thanks for the backup.
You got to get up early, Jim. Just keep that in mind to get that mist.
No. You don't get that. You don't get that here. Period.
He's bringing a portable smoker out to smoke machine out to his
Adobe After
light areas.
Yeah.
Can Adobe do that?
Hey, Jim, what is your temperature and humidity out there right now? Because right now we're sitting here at 75 degrees, but 87% humidity. Because it has been raining here for 2 days.
It's 99 degrees and it is 78% humidity.
I keep hearing about the rain. What is this rain stuff? I keep hearing about it.
It's water that falls from the sky.
They don't get it in California either.
What's rain?
That's why they have all those fires.
Yeah, they're still trying to make us believe that frozen water falls out of the sky. Brad, can you believe that rubbish?
Hey, after living in Melbourne and going through the Melbourne winters, I kid you not, I haven't seen rain for a long time.
I bet you just love to go back to Melbourne now.
No, two reasons. No, just one, my parents.
Too close for comfort. Well, you did a good job of moving quite a distance from them. That's for sure.
And the moment the borders shut, it's like you can't just. The good thing is they couldn't just turn up anyway, but now they doubly can't just turn up because they'll spend 2 weeks out at Howard Springs.
That's that's a good thing, though. That's a good thing. That's a good excuse. Sorry, I can't come down the borders.
It's made things hard though. Like we like going. I haven't been down to visit my parents since we've moved up here because it's just so hard to get out of here. And like I was hoping to get down there at Christmas this year, and the way Dan Andrews is going down there, I don't think we'll be going anywhere anytime soon.
Oh,
Chairman Dan.
Yeah, he's doing all right.
Are they actually controlling traffic? Like, do they stop you at a highway exit or something?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then they send you straight back home or straight into quarantine.
Wow.
At your expense.
Yeah, Brad was saying you got to pay for it. Yeah.
That's just.
I read an article the other day that there's people that are wanting to go to Brisbane that are coming up because the borders are open between here and Brisbane at the moment and a few other states. People are actually coming here doing the 2 weeks worth of quarantine at $2,500 each, then flying to the location because if they go to somewhere like Brisbane or Adelaide or anywhere like that, they get stuck inside a hotel where they, no bigger than your toilet kind of thing. Where here, I mean, you get 30 degrees every day. It's good conditions and all that sort of stuff. So people are actually coming here first to go to other states. So there's a lot of movement going on just to get around border controls.
Oh, it's a pain in the butt. We thought we were getting out of it, and then it all just fell apart again.
Well, you had the 3 girls from Logan running down to Victoria. That didn't help your cause.
Mate, we haven't heard anything about them because
haven't they?
Yeah, because probably they've been very lenient with them in court, and if we knew about that, we'd go off our nuts because they probably only walked out with a $4,000 fine. That's it,
and they're probably responsible for this the cluster out at Wakehill now as well.
Yeah, true.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, hey guys, you Australians are a real chatty bunch of guys, aren't you?
Well, we don't get together often.
We haven't finished talking yet.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna bug out. My cell phone his battery is kind of dying, and I'll finish my cigar and I'll come back on a little later. So, see you guys a little later.
All right, take care, Mitch.
See you, Mitch.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay on till about 8 o'clock my time, and then I'm gonna have to bail because, well, we're watching reruns of Australian television's Sea Patrol. I think we're on.
I thought you were going to say you're watching reruns of my live show, Lloyd. Was it?
Oh, I watch one of those and I go to sleep every time. That's what I put on at night. That's what I put on at night to go to sleep. I don't have to.
I'd rather watch Benny Hill.
I was waiting to hear you were watching Home and Away or Neighbours, and I thought, that's it, you're done. You're off to Ramsey Street.
No, that's Tom. Thomas Ariels. He's don't say anything bad about Home and Away.
Oh no, really?
Mm. I was going to mention, that TV show, The Full Monty, where celebrities strip, and that Jasmine from Home and Away is appearing in the next season. Shame they don't air that in Ireland, Tom.
I've never seen it.
No, nor me.
I can understand now why Thomas likes my live show, actually, because it's low standard, just like Home and Away.
The difference is, Matt, your live stream is real.
Yeah, real shit.
It's real, Matt. It's real. Good morning
on
to you,
Matt's
sir.
show, when I come into Matt's show, occasionally I'll be on the panel. I just wear a robe because,
So you're just
really
like
not a classy show. I wear my bathrobe. But I dressed up for Jim's show because I knew his was high class.
Yes.
I still ain't got nothing down below the shirt, but it's young.
That's another story.
Well, you're just joining Lloyd. You're just joining in to Matt with because he's just waking up and he's got his robe on half the time, so you're just joining him.
I'm not sure I want an answer for this, but I got to ask Rick Halber's in hospital again with a broken arm. How did you break an arm, Rick?
Rick,
it'll be a slow reply, one-handed, obviously.
I can explain that one.
You just got thrown out.
No, you can't.
Go on.
That was intentional, I think.
No, that's his medication thing. Some of you know that we all have to use apparatus from time to time to keep ourselves stable. Some of us don't follow what our doctors tell us.
Yes.
And we get dizzy and we fall down and go boom.
I think doctors get so difficult about these things, don't you?
A little compliance is all they ask, and we don't listen.
Yeah.
I never listen. You want to know the hoops I had to drive through to jump through to get my my open water diver certificate re-endorsed with one lung.
Yeah, I know what it's like when I got out of the wheelchair and I had to go take a driving test all over and everything because I'd been in a wheelchair. And
how many years was that, Lloyd? That was a long time, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was in for about altogether 6.5 years. I was in it. I only had the use of just my right hand, which was good because that's the one I used to eat with, so I was able to keep my weight on. But
wow,
yeah. And I did that. I was like that for 3.5 years, and it took me about another 3 years to get where my muscles was built back up, where I was walking, and stuff like that. And then I decided to go get my driver's license, and that was a nightmare. But I missed a 3-point turn in the driving part, which anybody can do a 3-point turn, right? But no, I screwed that up. Fortunately, and I was in a van. I was supposed to be
because they wanted you to. They don't want you to cross your hands over here.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But the reason he passed me is because he's never seen anybody parallel park a full-size van before and successfully. And that's the one thing I could do right in that test. So he passed me. So if you can parallel park, you can do anything. So, okay. But yeah. And it's a nightmare where you have to go back and prove to him that you're healthy enough that you can drive again. But now I just lie and I just go down and get it renewed and make sure it never expires.
Yeah. All right, let's
it kind of sucks, doesn't it? Because that's sort of like a basic freedom that you've had for such a long time, and And now, you know, when that comes into question, it's a pain in the ass, mate. Oh God.
Oh yeah.
Shoot me, that would. I got to
Wow,
say
that was a quick change. Down under went to down over.
Yeah. Well,
guys. It obviously Jim's rotating in a list here of popularity.
That's impossible.
well, it's like I say in my campaign speech. You know, there goes Matt. Yeah.
Exit stage left.
Yeah. I never want my Aussie friends to feel they're below us, even though they live down under.
Well, that's all right.
Look, campaign speech.
I consider Darwin Southern America anyway, so we're fine.
Brad can even play a banjo. Yep.
I look out the window, I could just see it on the horizon.
Well, you said it, Matt. What'd you expect?
You were saying that?
I'm last now.
Oh, Jim's trigger happy tonight.
Wait till Friday night, Steve.
Well,
wait till Friday night.
It's come on 8 o'clock, and I'm gonna bail out of here. And I appreciate everybody. Good seeing Drone Kings and Darwin for real instead of just in the chat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shorten that name because I'm usually on my iPad. I can't type that whole thing out. You know.
Don't worry about it.
But anyways, I'm going to bail so somebody else can come in here. And it was fun, guys. And to everybody in the chat, you guys take care. And I'm going to go watch some Aussie television now.
Hey, Nick.
Real entertainment.
Real entertainment, yeah.
Right,
later, guys. All right.
You need to watch The Adventures of Argo.
Go and watch Skippy.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I'll talk to y'all later. All right, bye.
Bye, Lloyd.
Bloody Skippy! I had a Skippy plate when I was a kid. It had Sonny on there, and he was feeding Skippy a bloody, I don't know, gum leaf or some shit. And I used to cut me spuds up on it. I just remember that.
We used to do that. Was that Skippy peanut butter here? I think we had. Yeah.
Rings a bell too.
And you don't know how hard it is to make peanut butter out of kangaroos, buddy.
Jeez.
The hard part is getting them out of the grill of the car first.
Yeah.
You got to hit them at least 80 mile an hour.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we hit a wallaby coming back from Jabiru at like 140.
Ooh. Holy cow!
Wow.
What down at? They get pretty heavy, right? They're over 150, right?
They're solid.
They're about 3 feet tall.
Yeah. When I was in Mount Isa the last time, Jim, I was sitting outside the pub because I wasn't old enough to go in. My uncle and them were in, and this F100 pulled into the main street, driving quite erratically. Stopped outside, and this guy fell out of the driver's side door because there was no door. He'd hit a red kangaroo, big red, and they're 6.5 or more feet tall. At about 75 mile an hour, it had come through the windscreen, broke his right shoulder, his right arm, 3 ribs, and ripped the entire door off the vehicle. So yeah, they're pretty big.
Yeah.
So we did a day trip down to Jabiru. So that's about 300k from here, 250, 300k. So we did a day trip. Coming back, so the speed limit is 130, but you're out in the middle of nowhere, so it's more like about 140, 145. So I'm coming back, it's about 7:30, so it's dark. And all of a sudden, the wallaby comes out from the left-hand side of me. And I heard it hit, but I checked the dash to see the gauges, and the gauges were fine. Temperature was fine. I just thought, okay, it must have just, whacked it on the head and then sent it under the car, and that was the end of it. So we're driving along. I'm still doing about
holding on the front.
Yeah. So we're doing about 140, and all of a sudden the gauge just goes. The temperature gauge just goes boing like this. And we're in the middle of nowhere, no cars, and I'm not stopping. I said to my wife, I said, I'm driving this fucking thing until I break it, kind of thing. If I'm not stopping, you hear of so many horror stories in the outback. So luckily we pulled into the next town, which was only ended up being about 10k away. So I limped it into the next town. And I got out of the car and walked around the front, and sure enough, it's in the dash. It's in the grill of the car. It's stuck in there, right? So me being the tough city slicker I am, I walk into the pub because there's a pub in there, and I go, look, can anyone come and give me a hand? I've got this wallaby stuck in the front of the car. So the lady walks into the bar and yells out, can anyone come and help this guy get this wallaby out? I kid you not, 2 kids were sitting there. Their hands went up faster than I've ever seen anything before in my life. They've walked out, yanked the thing out by the tail, like it's still in one piece, right? And I'm like, oh, great, we're in trouble now. Anyway, there's this lady on the mobile phone to the local crocodile park going, hey, we've got a wallaby for Brutus. What do you want me to do with it? Do you want me to chuck it in the freezer? I'm like, yeah, I'm getting out of here as fast as I can. So there was a couple of guys that were out fighting a local fire. They brought my wife and the kids home to where we live, and I stayed with the car and ended up getting a ride home with the tow truck. But yeah, it did a mess with the car, that's for sure. I think it was off the road for about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Do they all know who Brutus is, Brad? Brutus is the Queensland celebrity, guys.
Northern Territory.
Well, yeah, but he's all right. He's a Northern flaming celebrity.
He's a massive crocodile up here that sits on the riverbank somewhere, so they're going to use that for his breakfast.
Oh, is he like your biggest?
He's the one, if you have a look, if you do a Google search for Croc eats shark, you'll see a picture of him sitting up on the mud flats with what you call a bull shark in his mouth. He's all of about, well, he's 20 feet plus, 2.5 tons. He's only got 3 legs. He lost one to a shark when he was little, and he took it kind of personally.
Wow.
He's been making up for it ever since, right?
Yeah. Yep. And they take the tourists out in the flat bottom boats and they feed him, hold out the food on the stick. Yep. And this head that comes out of the water is about the size of a modest sized bullock.
We've got a little problem down here in the Everglades with all these people who bought, I bought this nice little snake, and it turned out to be a 40-foot long python a year later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, all these people, they just dump them into the Everglades.
Yep.
And now the thing is actually being overrun with exotic pets that were never meant to be there.
Yep. And there are exotic fish, too, out there. Like peacock bass, cichlids, and tilapia. And
they are, in fact, in Miami, they are the only in this country. It's Venom 1. They have their own helicopter for snake venom. They harvest it.
Wow.
We've got a guy here. We've got a guy here in near Orlando who you can go and watch him harvest the snake venom.
Yeah.
His arms are just ripped up from bites. The 2 fangs. He's got years and years of scars on there, and you watch him milk the venom. It's insane.
You're the guy in the middle, Brad. From here on in, I'm never calling you Brad. It's guy in the middle from now on in.
Better than Malcolm in the middle.
Yeah.
So up here, we've got the best beaches I've ever seen. I kid you not. But nobody goes swimming until the first tourist has been in. Then after that, we know it's safe.
That's right.
There he is.
Oh, geez, he is huge.
No way. That's not a real picture. Is that a real picture?
When we talk about crocodiles, Americans go, "Oh yeah, we got gators. We know all about them." Oh no, you don't. And one of those with 4 legs, he'll run down a racehorse over about 50 yards from a standing start.
That's about 40 feet. Believed to be 80 years old. Wow.
They're really guessing how long they live, mate. We hunted them out very badly up until the 60s.
Wow. Now he's called Lefty.
Look at him munching on that bull shark.
If this was in America, he would be shot already and stuffed in somebody's room.
They're protected, mate.
Doesn't matter here.
We've got to sacrifice tourists than crocodiles, man.
These people around here, well, that's the way to do it. Have a tough law and then really follow it. Poaching is bullshit. I'm sorry, but
unfortunately, they're getting to endemic proportions. they could afford to thin them out a little bit, like they do in Europe. You know, in the forests there, they issue per year. You know, the big game hunters pay $10,000,
Right.
allowed to hunt one animal, go out with a guide.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much open season here with hogs and gators. You can shoot them out all the time.
Yep.
You know, they were saying at the local crocodile park, I heard a stat, it's like the crocodiles to human population up here is 1 to 1. Which is just like there's 160,000 people up here, and they reckon there's about 160,000 crocs running around. They pulled one out of Catherine the other day, just down near Catherine, 4.5 meter.
You got to say these are the ones we know about.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, well, that's, you know, technically, Jim, we don't get them down this far south. However, you know, there's a nice picture taken about 2 miles from me, about 1911, of a 16-foot individual that was hauled out of the river. They do get them down here occasionally, and they say, "Oh, yeah, they were relocated by somebody who let them go." Well, you don't tell me that anybody relocated a 15-foot croc in 1908, whatever it was.
Right.
God damn.
Yeah, Bob, those pythons are bad. Sorry, man. Go ahead.
Well, Crocs are real popular shoes here in the States.
Yep. It should be.
Yeah.
That is actually a form of shoe, but that deserved a timeout.
Yeah, it's bad. How do you, if you find that you've got a croc on the end of your leg, you're in trouble.
That's no fair.
And that deserved a timeout.
Oh, listen, Jim, if you don't mind me putting a plug out, as those of you know, a while back, a month or so ago, I unfriended everybody on Facebook on medical advice because you're such a stressful lot of bastards. As YouTube have finally put a plug in live streaming, unless you've got 1,000, and I'm a long way from having 1,000 subs. Anybody who wants to subscribe and help me get there, feel free. I'm probably going to live stream on Facebook when I'm on the trip up the Barrier Reef. So I'll be sending out a whole heap of friend requests to refriend everybody. So it's not a fake. By the way, I'm unfollowing everybody. I don't want to see the crap that you're posting. That's what stresses me. But I'll be your friend.
Ari, I'll send you like 500 of my subscribers. They don't watch my shit anyway, so you're welcome to them.
They don't have to watch it. They're just going to subscribe so I can.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'll send them over just to get you over the 1K. They don't watch my shit anyway, so you can have them.
Thanks, bud.
I know how it is. Go ahead, man.
That's typical Ari as a friend, though. He'll be your friend, but he just doesn't want to listen to you. You know.
These guys say to you, "Oh, Ari, I don't know why you got a smart controller. I wouldn't get one of those." And then 3 weeks later, it's, "Well, if you're sick of it, mate, I might be interested."
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. If I was going to $20 or $30, I'll pay you for it. But you know, if I'm going to get something,
I got it all to work yesterday, so fingers crossed.
Mate,
I read about one that was actually swap a beach line and took someone's camping on the beach. Now, Brent's in Louisiana, right? I read about one that was 19 feet, swam up a beach line and took some camping on the beach out of their tent. Holy shit.
Yep, it's happened.
The worst you got to worry about here is the turtle nesting.
They're smart too. You know, I've been up there, been on the Adelaide River up there where Brad is, and you do fishing at night, barramundi fishing on the bank of the river, and about every you've got a big torch. You'll stop and you'll do a full 360 because the damn things will come out of the water 200 or 300 meters downstream, and they'll circle around behind you to trap you between them and the river.
Hey, Matt. I've been working on playing harmonica.
I just saw that, Ron. That's what I'm laughing at.
Bill used to play the harmonica.
Don't play that.
I'm not gonna.
What is it? Come on, let the rest of us in on this.
Even I have my limits. No.
And that's a limit. That's a fucking line to cross. That one. I'll send it to you, Ari. I'll send it to you, Ari.
So, Ari, I don't know if you saw, but these SD cards used to have a lifetime guarantee. I finally got around to actually registering one, which I had to take it out, take a picture of the card to even read those tiny ass numbers. Yeah, let me see if I can share that again. And then they turned it down to now it's a 5-year warranty. I mean, you go through a lot of bullshit for 5 years. Where is that? Oh, I got it on a mouse pad, and I'm sitting there trying to take. Jesus.
Oh,
trying to take pictures of it.
AGL.
Yeah, it's Mel's mouse pad. To read the thing, and then what did you say? All right, you said something. Why didn't I just use a magnifying glass?
Use
you
one
gotta
of these
have a steady ass
glass
hand.
things. It's called a magnifying glass.
I can't even get the thing to where I can read it. Anyway, you're supposed to take this tiny number off, and they used to be.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's not even clear. I'm getting rid of that.
Yeah, it's not.
Anyway,
sharp, like
they used to be full lifetime warranties.
Yep. Yeah, I remember that. Mm-hmm.
Now they're down to 5 years.
Didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah. Sandisk, because I had one die on me, a 32 gigger. And I was pissed.
Did you have all your videos on it?
It's either 5 years or until your drone goes in the river.
Whichever comes first.
Did you have videos on it?
Unbelievable.
Yeah. I think I already had the videos off it. Yeah, I did. Because there was when I went to go use it again. Have you ever put an SD card in your drone and the drone will say no SD card?
Yes.
Okay. So it's happened to all of us?
Yep.
I've formatted.
Hey, Bill, Metro Drones. Welcome.
I actually had that yesterday. And Rick Halbert, thank you very much, because I nailed those SDs that he sent me yesterday. But one of them I put in and it said no SD card, which was kind of upsetting. So I just formatted. I pulled it out, put it in, formatted, and everything was fine then. So anyway, it all worked. But thanks again, Rick, for those SDs, mate. They came in very handy yesterday. Let me tell you, I was a lot of footage. Hey, Ron.
Hey, boys.
Yeah.
Get me that. Oh, so working again, Ron. Oh, hey, am I getting a phone call from you this week or not? Or is that next week?
I actually tried to call you Friday morning coming up.
Yeah, I know. We've talked about that.
Then I tried you another day.
Did you?
Yeah, twice. Twice this rotation coming up.
Are you getting the hint?
And you...
You can take him anywhere.
That's Optus for you. Or Vodafone.
That's it. I'll blame my cell service.
I'm forgetting what day it was. I'm thinking about the time I was thinking. I think you might have been working.
Generally, if I'm in loading up or some shit, I won't be able to answer you. But where am I?
Yeah.
Where am I?
I was doing a Matt North Thursday. Yeah. I was trying to hurry and get that Alaska video done, and I just no, I am not happy with this. I am not going to put it out. I stopped.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I kept trying different variations. It wasn't like any color grading or anything like that. It was just I couldn't put the right photos and video to the music. I stop. I can't do this.
It would have taken you quite some time to actually find a nice shot there, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah. No. I got
Ron. Don't let him get away with that.
Yeah. Come on, hit me, man. Hit me.
Yeah.
Just not in his fingers. He's a musician. Oh,
That's the thing.
Oh, dear, Ron.
But
you got no fighting him today.
No.
What I did was I actually put the leftover footage onto my iPad, brought that to work, and then kept playing the music and how I wanted to put it. The first 60-70% of the video is freaking phenomenal. It's probably one of my best ones ever.
So did you mix it on your iPad, Ron? You mixed it on your iPad? You produced the video on your iPad?
The final production is going to be on my iMac on Final Cut Pro. But there's some things that I can do with LumaFusion on the iPad that I can't seem to figure out. And Al, I almost called you the other day. I was like, oh, I don't want to bother Al, so I YouTubed and was looking up how to do something. But one of the things now that I'm finding out is that stabilization on Final Cut Pro is phenomenal.
Wow. That's why I like using it, not LumaFusion. I don't even think there's a stabilizer.
Yeah.
Take care, Art.
Take care, Art.
Yeah, it's just the one video I did of the Eagle. It was at long distance, and I was hand holding, and it was a little shaky. I'm like, oh, this is not cool, but let me try that stabilization. Like, oh my god, it's phenomenal. So
I don't have a working Mac anymore. Well, I've got two working Macs, but they both got Windows on them. But I've played around with LumaFusion and I like it, but I've never produced a video. I got a new iPad last week, so I suppose I'm going to have to try it. But yeah, there it is. What I want to know is how does Apple class that as a portable device? I mean, I could take that into a street fight and hit people with it.
When does it become a tablet, right?
Well, at 13 inches or 12.9 inches, I thought, that won't be much different for my 11-inch. I'll get that, give the 11-inch to the missus. I made a mistake. I should have stuck with the 11-inch.
Ari, one of the things I like to do is sometimes there's certain things on LumaFusion I can do that I can't either figure out. It probably can be done, I'm sure, and Al can contest to this, that you could probably even do better on Final Cut, but I'm not knowledgeable enough on it. So I will actually do it on LumaFusion. Just sometimes it's a 10-second clip, and then I'll do that airdrop, and I'll run it over to the Mac, and then put that clip, into the video. But I like to make my final video all on Final Cut.
I like LumaFusion. I find it to be very intuitive. I have to read the manual less with that than any other package.
Yeah.
I thought LumaFusion only did photos.
That's Luminar.
Cuts through
Luminar
4K footage pretty good, Joe.
Oh, Luminar. I remember we were all talking about that Skylum. That's that Luminar 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. But sad part is when I get home Thursday, I'm not going to have enough time to finish it. This may take 2-3 weeks, because I leave either Thursday night or Friday morning once I get home again.
We can't all put one out in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Ron, what year's your iMac, if you don't mind me asking?
It's only about a year and a half old, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You laughing at my question, Matt?
No. I was laughing at what Brian wrote.
Mist and frog shots. Fog shots. He's the only one who gets it. We don't get it here.
Hey, when it's there, I've got to make the most of it this time of year because it'll disappear soon. So,
yeah.
Hey, well, Matt's thinking of changing his channel name to I Have No Other Life Drone Productions.
Bob Casey wrote, Ron, I figured you'd have a tripod on that camera with that lens, but I was on the boat. Tripod ain't gonna help crap. I was trying to tuck the camera into my body, but that boat was just moving too much.
And he's got to be careful not to move too close to the edge because the boat will capsize.
Yeah.
Hey, see another shot over the head. Hey, Ron, last time you launched from a boat, you ended up nearly taking your fingers off.
Yes.
That was in Maui, yes. I still have scars from that.
You do, dude. He looked like he'd gone around and smacked his fingers with a hammer.
Well, you know what he did, Brad? He took the drone and he put it on a 90-degree angle where it's supposed to shut off.
Didn't happen.
And shut off. Decided
it
to
actually
make a
went
salad.
faster. It sped up like 75%. I'm like, oh dear God, what's going on? And it started to slip out of my hand. I couldn't hold on to it. And
how did you turn it slow? Did you turn it slow or quickly?
Quickly, just like you're supposed to. Yeah, it didn't shut down. And I don't know whether it was the winds. I don't know. But you know what got me was the
blades.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, when I was out on that little island out in the bay. That rock
Thanks
that I
for
was
that
on.
Peter Carroll moment.
Yeah, there was no flat surface to land that drone. And I'm like, I have no choice. I got to hand catch this. And I'm bringing it back in. And I'm like, oh, dear God, I was nervous. All I kept thinking about was my fingers from the last time. But it worked out every time. And each time I got more confident. And so, yeah, I'm can't wait to get this done, though.
Jim, didn't you ban FPV talk from the chat on your streams?
That's Mitch. He invites that. But Chris you see, we got Chris Hope going to the dark side.
Yeah.
I can tell that Mitch isn't on the panel because nobody's flying their flight simulators on your live stream this week.
That's going to be big.
Was that flight, simulator flight 2020 or something?
Yeah,
like that?
yeah. That's going to be
big.
big.
I got it since last week, and I went back. I reinstalled my RC flight simulator. I have more fun with that.
I'll tell you something, Ari. I'm having a lot of problems with autopilot and altitude and all sorts of shit when it comes to the Boeing planes. The Airbus isn't too bad, but the Boeing is having a real issue with stalls and all sorts of shit in autopilot.
I find it boring, but that's my remote controller for my flight sim.
Oh shit!
Although it's
okay.
Mode 1, I'm not in Mode 2 like our drones. Just I have to change gears, but I've been enjoying that. Microsoft is a bit dry for me after a while.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, I've taken it all over the place and having a look at. I've gone down and followed the road all the way to my place. Every exit's there. Everything's right to go. That was with a Cessna, I think. But the big ones are having a bit of an issue with autopilot at the moment, which we've got to sort out because my the ATC wanted me to obtain flight level 450. You want a what? No thanks. Yeah.
Hey, question for everybody in the panel and chat. Do you, if you are frequent with hand catching, do you turn off that was it the landing protection, like on the
Nope.
Sensors underneath?
Nope.
You turn any of that off?
No, put your hand underneath it, and when the drone goes like this, it knows it's there, and then just land it, and it'll land in your hand.
You land with a flat. You catch it with a flat hand.
Yeah, and then I just grab the battery.
Catch it like this.
Yeah, no.
That's what I was trying to kind of catch it like this.
It comes right down.
What I do is come in from the side, Ron. I'll bring it down to about head level to my side, and then I've got my thumb on the throttle. I'll quickly reach out and grab like Al does, and back off the throttle. I mean, it's not that hard. For Christ's sake, look at Ken Dobo. He flies them towards himself at 30 kilometers an hour and snatches them out of the air. I want to see him do that with an Inspire.
Yeah.
I noticed, a couple times that I had my hand out there, I was bringing the throttle down, and it would stop and beep, and then
you can't move when you're underneath it.
Figure things out for a couple of seconds, and then it would come in. But
number one, I don't fly with sensors anyway, so I've got no issue with the drone coming to me, so it doesn't stop anywhere. Although that doesn't matter anyway, because then you can walk up to the drone and it won't go anywhere. But with my Mavic Pro, it does a little bit differently, and the Mavic 2 Pro does a differently again. But I just hover it there, and you just put your hand underneath it, man, and the drone will sense it, and you'll see it sense it, and it will go up. And I have my hand like that, and as it comes down, just grab the body of it, and you just pull down in your stick and it'll go landing, and it will land in your hand. You don't have to grab it. You don't have to do anything. It'll just land automatically in your hand.
So you don't turn any sensors off, Matt?
Well, I've got no sensors going anyway, except the bottom ones.
Ron, if you have this bottom sensor on and you reach up for it, the drone, when it's coming down, will go back up.
Yeah,
so you have
I've
to have
seen
your
that,
hand out there first before it comes down. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like you're setting it down, have your hand ready, and then hold it down.
Oh, to have your hand up and ready first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, hand up in the air. That's how I do it. I don't know how the rest of you guys do it.
Just get someone else to test it for you.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Hey, is my mic working? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good. Good. You guys, I had to come back on because you guys were ragging on me about the FPV stuff.
We're always going to rag on you, Mitch.
Got to defend myself, you know. Have you ever heard of the expression, respect your elders? Does that mean anything around here?
Not really.
I didn't think so.
Well, I mean, when you get that old and crotchety that you could only fly things the size of a matchbox, you'd probably settle anyway. Sorry, Mitch.
Oh, no, that's okay. That's okay.
Peter Carroll has trouble hand catching a tennis ball.
It's talking about small airplanes. Look at this little bugger.
Where does it belong?
It's a nice looking little. What is it? What's it called? Mitch, I haven't seen anything like that before.
It's a flying wing. It's by ZOHD, and this is called a Dart 250 because it's 250 grams, and it's got all the iNav stuff and all the automation and GPS and waypoints, return to home, auto launch, the whole 9 yards in this tiny little package. I just finished it today. I'm going to test fly it tomorrow morning.
Cool.
It's adorable.
Come what, ARTF?
Pardon me?
ARTF, almost ready to fly?
Well, yeah, it takes 2 minutes to put the wings on and everything. I mean, it's just, that's no big deal. The time and energy is in all the electronics that's inside of it, and it's got I made a battery pack out of two 18650 lithium ions, 3,500 milli. This thing will fly for an hour and a half on this battery.
I always find the time and effort comes in walking around the field, picking up the pieces of foam and balsa.
Shh. Don't give it any ideas. That little bugger go about 80 miles an hour, too. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Hey, guys, I've got to nick off because I've got to get ready for work. So I have to love and leave you this week.
Take care, man.
Right, man.
Take care.
You're that kind of guy. Love and leave this kind of guy.
Close the door on your way out.
Yeah. Don't leave your toothbrush.
Ain't coming back. Good on you, boys. Good to see everyone again. Good to see everyone in the chat. All that. Fantastic. What do we got here? Not flying anything in 3 years.
I'll call you in the morning again, Matt. Answer your damn phone.
Is this going to be like? Oh, I saw that. I missed 2 calls, Thursday and Friday. So it'll been Wednesday and Thursday for you, maybe something like that. Anyway,
yeah. I think it was Thursday and Friday.
Yeah. I just looked at that then. So you're going to ring me tonight, are you? Or you're in the morning? You're on your way
Maybe
back?
in the morning. Yeah.
Okay. See how we go. No worries, mate. All right. Good stuff. Excellent, guys. Thanks, Jim, too, mate. I'll catch up with you, buddy. And have yourself a good day, everybody. 3.
See you, man.
I helped them.
Jim, you're back.
I helped them out. Listen, Al might be the only one that appreciates this, but Al, I actually got some killer deals off of Facebook Marketplace. You know, you were using the X5S camera on your Inspire 2.
And is that a 25 millimeter?
I picked up a 25. I already had the 14 to 42 pancake, and I picked up a 45, all Olympus lenses. And man, they are light as hell. Light as hell.
Sharp.
The 45 is the sharpest out of the bunch. I got the 25 because I wanted a wider shot. I've been talking to Ron about this. Mitch, there's a lot of hum on your end.
Really?
Yeah.
That's me humming like that?
Yeah. Watch. Where are you? Yeah, see, the hum went away. And then these things are only about 137 grams, if you can believe that. It's crazy.
That's the 45, Jim?
This one is the 45. Yeah.
Is that like a lens?
That's 40.
They're Olympus. I just put a DJI cap on it.
Okay.
Is it Sony lens, though?
No, they're actually Olympus. Olympus 25, Olympus 45, and the Olympus 14 to 42. This is a 14 to 42.
I watch that, Jim. When you go wide, I understand the wide like that. You start getting that, run that risk of that fisheye look and the distortion. That's the only thing that fears me when you go that wide.
You know what I had? I mean, I told Ron, but I had a guy. He owns the land next to a Home Depot, so he wanted to show his land and the Home Depot. So to make it more valuable in this one photo. And, you know, you take your Phantom 4s, even your Inspires, the most you're getting is 77 degrees out of them. I can't take it from 8 miles away. I got to, got to be up close.
Although that's what panoramas were for.
You don't have to do
Is that
panorama.
any better, Jim?
Yes.
Even a 14 millimeter lens, micro four third lens is not as wide, right? I mean, equivalent to a full frame lens.
It's not as sharp. This is not as sharp as the straight 45 because they're prime lenses. This is not a prime.
Yeah.
The 45 amazed the crap out of me.
That 45 that I had on my it was a Zeiss lens. But I had on my 645 medium format cameras. Those things were just freaking phenomenal. They're almost the type of lens that like movie stars hate because it brings out every tiny
you could see the pores in that skin. Yeah.
Yeah. It was so sharp.
Let me see if I have one here. And another thing, Al, is I've been shooting in MOV. Stop. But this is, I think it's like 390 feet up. And of course, we'll never do anything, you got StreamYards, you got YouTube, and you got the computer. But this is the 45. I mean, it makes you like you're right there.
That's pretty stable.
And look at the colors of the grass.
Yeah.
I remember running that lens on my Inspire 1. And it would shake. You see the shake, even the movement. It's pretty steady.
That looks really smooth, though.
I have the balance rings on it. Yeah.
Do you guys see any difference? I never have, but do you guys see any difference between MOV and MP4?
The MOV, I actually looked it up. It's supposed to be a better quality catch, like an H265.
Really?
I thought that was just like a folder or something, like for Apple and one's for PC.
Well, yeah, Apple likes the MOV.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I think like Android and PC like the MP4.
It's an Apple codec.
Yeah, but I'm saying quality-wise, do you guys really see a difference, or?
I don't, but I wouldn't know what to look for. I'm a Philistine.
It when I read the codecs, it shoots and it captures more than the H264 codec. So if I shoot MOV, you're starting with a better quality picture than just the regular H264. I got to see once we get it up onto YouTube, but I've been not happy with everything I'm getting anyway.
But I know it's different drones. Different drones.
Look what I'm talking about here. How do I make this interesting? You know what I'm saying? It's rough to do.
Yeah. Put music behind it and cut it up.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting.
Did Lloyd come back? I see him
in the chat.
He was in the chat.
He's on the green room, but it's just a blank screen.
Oh.
But anyway, out of those lenses, so I got the 25 for a genuine prime lens and the wider view. There's Lloyd. And the 45 was just amazing with the color it picked up. And
Where'd you buy them, Jim?
Online, Facebook Marketplace. People dumping their lenses.
Are those a fixed aperture, Jim?
No. They're f1.8 all the way up to, I think, 22, f22.
Really?
Low light.
Okay.
So if I get an f1.8, I'm going to have you in sharp focus, and everything behind you is going to be in bokeh.
Right.
But if I shoot you at f5.6, everything is going to be. I shot these in f4.
Okay.
And everything was sharp.
Hey Jim, I'm going to share some of that Mavic 2 footage that I shot with you. This was the Mavic 2 Pro, and I just thought this is auto, everything set to auto, 4K, and I thought the colors and everything just looked great.
What filter?
A 16.
Right, that's what I usually use, a 16.
Yeah, I find that auto does a good job most of the time, Mitch. If I'm trying to get artistic, I'll do it manually, but auto and set the exposure lock on, and especially if I'm doing time lapses and things like that.
On the X5s, I have to use what's called natural color, so I don't add anything to it. It's just a natural. It's just before D-Log. Otherwise,
as long as you lock the auto exposure, you won't get that flickering.
Yeah.
That's a lovely smooth capture there, Mitch.
I learned that the hard way, Al, about that damn auto exposure lock.
Al, are you shooting 265 all the time now? I know Matt is. He's really liking it so much better. What are you doing?
Yeah, I do it in 265.
I've yet to do it. Jim, I know you tried once or twice and you were having trouble with the computer working so hard.
Because I was trying to get it in 265, but also in UHD, so I could edit it in UHD.
Okay.
And it wasn't
Mitch, that was some smooth flying there, Mitch.
Thank you. I just that's where how it chops it up the four different into four different things. That's not what I'm showing you. Did you switch to somebody else?
This is what I'm showing you, and this is what I'm talking about.
I was going to say, that doesn't look like mine.
When it's choppy like that, that's the computer playing it back. So what I did was I took it and I pre-rendered it all. Now, it makes its own proxy files, right, in Power Director. So then I went and pre-rendered everything to get rid of this crap, and it still hangs up like this jitter you see.
Are you playing it back in is that 4K?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to play it in 4K on the TV. But I dismounted from the computer. You can take the viewing frame out and put it on the 4K TV.
Yeah.
Undock. Thank you. Dismounted. And this was
I see
25.
it's jumping a little bit. The computer's just having a little trouble keeping up.
But I figured, Mitch, okay, but if I put that over to the TV, shouldn't the TV be doing the work? I know it's still coming from the NVIDIA card, but still.
No, the NVIDIA card is doing the work.
I don't understand it. Why it's still coming out jittery.
Well, because you got because when you're looking on your monitor, you're only having to produce 1/4 the number of pixels. When you throw it onto that 4K TV, I noticed that with Microsoft Flight Simulator. If I run it on my 4K TV in front of me, it's jumpy and it lags. If I throw it over to a 1080p monitor, it gets nice and smooth and fast. And the video card works a lot. It doesn't need to work near as hard.
All right. Now, this may seem stupid to you, but when I put it on the 1080 screen of the laptop I'm using to edit it, it shrinks it to be able to see the full UHD 4K screen.
Correct. Yeah.
Even when you hit, okay. Even when you hit
player.
Fit.
Yeah. That's the player that you're using. Are you using VLC?
No. I use the player that's embedded in the software, Power Director.
Okay.
Because it uses HEVC, all that crap, and it's using the NVIDIA card.
Jim, have you tried that 14 millimeter yet lens?
Yeah, I use that a lot. In fact, I used it exclusively on the Inspire 1, the X5 camera.
Oh, I thought that's the one you just bought.
No, the 14 to 42, I had that one.
Oh, okay.
I bought the 45 and the 25.
How does it look at 14? So that's when you think about your 1.5, 1.6 crop factor with digital, you're up around 21 millimeters actually. I'm just curious how it looks for you.
It looks good. For instance, they keep saying that the 50 is a 50, no matter what you're doing. They call it the nifty 50. It's not really it stays at 50 millimeters is what they're saying.
Right.
On the 45 millimeter camera, even though it's a 90 equivalent.
Yeah. I guess it matters too.
How it's blowing it up?
Yeah, but like I said, it depends on the glass. The different lenses, they put different glass on there. And did you guys even realize that I did some studying on the making of lenses, and it can take up to a full year to make a single lens or make the glass for a lens. For that lens,
really?
for that glass.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
The refractive
the process
glass.
making that glass.
This was the 25 I was talking to you about, Ron. I was bitching about the background because you could see the humidity.
Right.
And the 45 does not do this.
Really?
Now, I was reading up that if you use a CPL or even a UV, it would help out in this humidity. I'll have to try that because I usually use exclusively just a 16 ND. No PL or anything like that, just a 16.
Yeah. Are you shooting in D-Log or anything here, Jim?
Nope, I'm shooting in MOV.
Okay.
Natural color, MOV.
What time of day are you shooting?
Oh, late in the day, man. This was like 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
I hear this looks like a different time of day. Your greens are a little more greener.
Yeah, this was the 45 millimeter lens.
Yeah, I see the difference, big time.
It really is a huge difference.
Your colors alone, you can see the difference.
Remember, I think I emailed. No, I wrote you in Facebook how blown away I was by the color difference.
Yeah.
And they're both primes, so I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
And they both have ND16s on them. I mean, there's nothing I did differently.
Right.
But, I'm not a photographer, so I have to ask you guys these things.
We all learn different things. When I was, I think it was my first day in Alaska, I don't know whether it was the fog, whether it was, there was a little dampness in the air, but I was flying down the river and I really wanted to get this footage of this river. I was flying close to the rapids and I opened up the footage and it's just blurry as can be. It was crap. I don't know what went wrong, where it went wrong.
Which drone was that?
The Mavic 2.
Do you always, because I don't, do you always tap to focus?
No.
Yeah.
That's probably a bad habit. Yeah.
You've only got to come back once with like 40 minutes of blurred footage to remind yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you shoot in manual mode, I tap the focus, set the manual mode, so you don't get that heart, the pulsing.
Right.
Yes.
And then it tries to autofocus.
That's one thing I like on Lychee. You can bind one of the buttons to focus to infinity.
Okay. Here's how he asks, I'm going to tell Brent, I used to light them with the Strobon Cree. Then I went to the ARC IIs from Firehouse, and now I'm using the ARC 5s from Firehouse.
So this is 10,000.
How much you pay for those?
These were 3 for $99.
Oh, okay.
Who was that?
One that was for $89 on Amazon.
Lon?
Yes, Lon Denard did a night video.
Yeah,
where you could actually see.
Was
he
that
was
the
using
Firehouse?
these ARC. Yep, these ARC 5s.
Yeah, that's the one that they were like insane.
I found out that these Strobon Cree lights can't handle the battery usage. It's got a tiny, tiny battery, and it dies. A few charges is all I was able to get out of it. Now, these ARC 2s have a bigger battery, the size of the printed circuit board, and while they're adequate, these are adequate. The ARC 5 is 10,000 candle power, and they guarantee it at 3. They guarantee all of these. Now, that's the thing that pisses me off. All of these are supposed to be 3 statute miles. But I can tell you that in daylight, they're pretty damn useless.
Really?
In Florida sun, anyway.
Yeah.
That ARC 5 is listed on Amazon for $89. You got three of them for $90?
I got white, green, and red for $99 off of Firehouse Technology's web page.
Wow, sounds like a great deal.
Jim, I've got to run.
All right, man. It was great having you on, Brad.
Thanks.
Take care, Brad.
Good to see you, Brad.
Good to finally get on, that's for sure. When I saw the email, I was like, yeah, I got to jump on. So I got to go get ready to take my daughter to the hospital. So.
Hope it all works out well, mate. Take care.
Yeah, it's a 6-week appointment from a break in her collarbone 6 weeks ago. She's fine, but still got to turn up and go through the motions and make sure that's still tracking okay.
Steve.
Thanks for having me.
Nice to meet you.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Take care.
Welcome back, Stephen.
Thank you.
Hey,
Sorry,
Steve.
I was off for a phone call I had to take. Yeah, those Firehouse 5 strobes are awesome.
2 hours.
Yeah.
2-hour battery life.
Wow.
I got better than that. I got almost 2.5 on mine.
I charge after every flight because I'm flying 30-minute batteries. So if I fly 2 sets, then I'll come home and recharge everything.
Oh, okay.
So
okay,
I really, I can't
because
tell you.
Like you were saying, with it being so bright out there, I know for my sunset flights that I normally do, I put that ARC 5 on the top of the Mavic Pro just to do a test. And I was standing directly underneath my Mavic Pro up in the air at 390 feet, and I could see the light flashing off to the sides of it from up there. At the sun had gone down, so the sky's gone to that, not twilight, but it's still fairly bright out, and you could see that strobe up there clear as a bell.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other big thing, Matt talks about is doing some kind of a bright colored skin. He said like his red, I think he has the red or the orange, and I gotta admit that great color with the Mavic 2s, yeah, it's like when I was flying out over the bay, it was hard to see.
Yeah.
And keep an eye on that red. He said really stands out.
I'm sure it does. You know what also helps is those Mastercraft props, the orange ones I have put those on there. you can spot that puppy out there because you see the gray and then you just see this orange.
Right. Yeah, I need to get some strobes.
Share Lon Denard's YouTube video of him showing the ARC IIs or the new ARC 5s at night. He did a night flight.
Yeah, those are listed at 6 hours continuous operation.
That's a little over a mile. I don't want to go much farther than that.
That's a mile away.
I'm not that brave. And just to show, it'll. Yeah,
just to prove it, he's going to show it on screen.
There we go. So
5,800 feet.
And there it is.
Wow,
okay.
Pretty bright.
That is pretty good.
That's impressive.
All right, so you got the idea.
You want to fly with those, but man, do they light you up, and everybody can see where you're at.
Yeah.
The question is, in lower light or even at night flying, how much? I guess it depends on where you placed them, whether it would interrupt your footage in any way, or.
Well, if it's facing front, it will. I've done some tests, and I'm gonna I'll share it with you because I bought the clip-on leads. Because I bought the one arms, for the Mavic Air 2 that go on the arms and they clip on. And then I bought for the Mavic Pro, which you can buy just the arms only. Because the ones come as because it's a totally different light for the ones for the Mavic Air 2 as it is for the Mavic Pro. Because I bought like Jim did, but I bought the 4-light set, so it gave me 2 white lights. So I had the red and the green for the Mavic Pro, and then the one white light and the other white light I used for the Mavic Air, and just got the front ones for the Mavic Air. And I've done some shots going up at nighttime showing just to test the video. I haven't pulled it off the card yet, but I've got to bring it down to see the difference.
Now, Brian, make sure that's not just for one, because these are normally $35 each. These are the ARC IIs. So make sure it's not just for one.
I don't fly much at night, but couldn't you see the OEM lights underneath, like a Mavic 2 Pro at a mile away, what the distance he was?
No, because it pointed straight down. That's a pretty narrow field of view on those.
Are they ARC IIs or ARC 5s, Jim?
These are the ARC IIs. Okay, and you have to push that tiny little button, which you can't see. See the black button on the left?
Yeah.
These are the ARC 5s, and they have a button on the side that you push.
Which do you prefer?
I prefer the ARC 5.
Well, I won't tell you what they cost out here. I've just been checking. I'll show you if you let me share the screen, because you'll never believe.
Now, what would it be if I sent you a set? Would the mail be that much?
Have a look. That's what they want for the set of 3 out here. $225.
Oh man!
Oh! 78 for a single.
Talk about a markup.
It was $119 for the 4 set that I bought.
That's why what we call the down under tax. You take the US price, you convert it to US dollars, and then you double it for the Australia tax.
That is crazy.
I put the link in there, Jim, to Firehouse, so that'll go to all their different packages that they have.
Out here, it doesn't give me any advantage as far as what distance I can fly. As far as CASA is concerned, if line of sight's 400 meters without them, it's 400 meters with them. It doesn't give me any benefit, but there are times, especially when you've got to look away from the aircraft and look at your screen and whatnot, and you want to acquire it quickly, it'll be handy.
No, the camera doesn't see the flashing. Well, for me, I have them on the bottom legs of the drone. One, the red on the red, green on the green, and the white is up on the top. And I put another white back behind on the batteries. So when I'm seeing white, I know I'm seeing the backside of the drone, which means when I move the controller, it's going to move in the direction I want it to.
Right.
It's not reversed, because if the drone's facing you, controls are reversed.
Well, Jim, you remember, because when I was doing that live flight, when I was talking about that strobe being on top, I heard a helicopter, and I was at the end of it, so I was starting to come down, and I could hear it, but I couldn't see it. And then I saw it on the other side of the freeway towards the harbor from me, and all of a sudden, when I saw it, it was almost coming straight at me, and then all of a sudden, it diverted and started paralleling the freeway. So it's like, did he see me?
So, Jim, I'm looking at their website,
Right.
and they have ARC 5 drone light kit, 3 lights, red, white, and green, $100. That's the ones
right.
you like?
That's what I
The
got.
ones that you like, yeah.
Yes.
The only difference there, Mitch, is I got the 4 light, which gives you 2 white and a red and a green for $119.
So currently on conversion, 99 US dollars is $134 Australian. So tell me where they get the extra $100 from.
You're still paying double, yeah.
Shipping.
That's what I'm not trying to buy the whole ship, Steve.
That's what I'm asking. I mean, how much could shipping really be?
Well, apparently they buy a first-class cabin on the Cunard liner, and they ship it out in that.
That's good, Ari. That's good.
Take care, Lloyd. You have a good night.
Yeah, good night, Lloyd. Steve, can you, or Jim, can you, like with the Mavic 2, can you affix them or angle them so where they're pointing? I would want mine personally pointing directly backwards. Because when you're flying, we're filming what's in front of you, but you want to see the drone from behind you. Behind.
Let me grab my drone and I'll show you how easy it is to do. You just swap them. You can get them for the forward arms or the rear arms for mounting.
They have a snap-on mount. I use Velcro.
Let me show you the mount that they have. But you could, like Jim says, you can just get Velcro, and that's what I did for the upper light. I just put the Velcro tab on every one of my batteries.
It comes with Velcro.
I'll be right back.
This is the cheap and chintzy Velcro that I don't trust.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought the Velcro package out of the local hardware store, Walmart. And I have the 3M dual lock
that snap lock stuff. Yeah, that stuff's great. Yeah.
Nothing for having it fall off in flight, is it? It's not ideal.
Right. So I cut it to size, and then I just put it on here and put it on the bottom legs, one on each leg, and then the one on top, of course, which there's an ARC II on there now. I can see it. There's an ARC II light on there now.
Gorilla Glue, Chris Soap reckons.
They really do. They don't fly off. I have thrown these hundreds of times, and they do not fly off.
Although why anyone would want to glue a strobe to a gorilla escapes me.
Talk about that. Tell my gorilla whether you know.
It sure is crazy, Tom. It is.
I didn't think that Velcro was actually going to hold it at 50 miles an hour, but it does.
It does.
Jim,
really
can you
strong.
blow Steve up?
Yeah.
Not blow him up.
Steve, show the PGY mounts or the Firehouse mounts.
Okay, this is how I did it. I just put it on all my batteries, so my strobe is mounted on the battery. So I put the smooth, the rough Velcro on here, and then the soft on the lights, so I can swap it off to all the batteries. So I have it on there.
But here's my question, Steve. Now you have it on the top, and when you're flying away from you, the drone is tilting forward. With that light kind of tilting forward when you're behind it. But
now
my
see
question
these
is,
fasteners he has. You don't see it in the shot, Ron.
For the Air 2, but they make another mount that's a lot smaller. I got to open up my case here. It's in here, but it's just a mount, and it clips on the arm, and you can get a rear mount or a forward mount. So there's a forward mount.
Oh, okay. That's what I wanted to know. Okay.
And then you could get it to where it'll go on the back.
Right. Okay, that's exactly what I was asking. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was wanted to grab it to show.
I would not put those lights on the front and then try and film.
Front mount or rear mount when you order.
Right.
The Mavic Pro will be, I don't know. Let me see if let me look.
I understand what you're saying, Ron.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put them on the front like that, broadcasting out in front of you.
Right, because the drone's tilting forward and it's flying away from you. I want them on the back, facing me. Yeah.
That's why mine are down low on the legs, and then one's back on the battery. You know, I got the two batteries that go on the back, so I know where the ass of the drone is, and then one on top.
And then what I did is I put the Velcro there, and then you just go over here and just whoop. That I just took it off the Pro, just swap it over, and I mean when you put this thing on, now these are not ARC 5. These are special for the Air 2. And when you put these puppies on,
that's the Air 2 you have, Steve?
Yeah, this is the Mavic Air 2. So
I would not want that in my shot.
Right.
No, I know that. But I can reverse it.
Even if you reverse it, you wouldn't see the flashing in your video if you're filming at night. If you were to mount it in the back, in the rear, I would think it would.
I'd want mine in the rear.
See that
Maybe
light.
you put that, like you had, Steve, like that white one in the back.
You see the white one going too.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, when this thing goes up, you can see it.
Everybody can see it.
They're bright. And you can have them so they're solid. You can have them so they're solid, blinking, fast like this, slow blinking, or let's see, solid, slow, and fast blinking.
I guess it would be hard to put on the bottom towards the back of the Mavic 2 Pro, basically because of how low the back legs are and how close it sits to the ground to begin with.
I wonder if it'd have to do anything with electronics at the back, though. That's what you got to be careful of. That's where I put it, the location why I put it where I did. I put it right here behind the battery so you can still get to the button. And then on Mavic Pro, which you're bigger than this, you'll have plenty of room. I just put it, this way instead of long ways this way. Because that way I'm not blocking my lights. Because you don't have the on the 2 you don't have the 4 lights. You have the circular light, right?
Yeah.
No.
On the Mavic 2?
The white light.
Yeah, the battery button.
No, your battery light.
Oh yeah.
You don't have the 4 lights. You have the circular light on the where the button is. So you can make it long, because by putting it on the battery, you're not going to affect any electronics.
Right.
And I know that some people had put that LumeCube one on, and it was I forget which one it was. Somebody in one of the chats one night was talking about that, how it actually affected the flight characteristics of the drone.
Yeah. Robert was asked, where do you get the mounts, Steve?
The mounts come right from there. I put the link in there. Let me see if I can bring them on. It depends on which drone. Yeah, and Firehouse is the same price, and I have to tell you, this is one thing I will give them. Kudos. I received the shipment in 2 days. I'm on the West Coast there, in Ohio. In 2 days, I had my order. One of the lights, on the red strobe, the clear lens where it is here was loose. And I wrote him and said, well, it won't snap on. I go, no. I said, and I put it back. I said, it doesn't look like it was sealed properly. And he goes, so it wasn't electronically sealed? He goes, no. Okay, we'll take care of it. This was on a Friday. I wrote him they'd already closed. Saturday, he answered me back Monday. I didn't have one package. I had 2 packages replacing that strobe. And it says, if you can get the other one fixed, it's yours. Don't bother sending it back. Wow. So they sent me a replacement of 2 of the same strobes, plus telling me don't send the other one back.
Yeah, it's nice to have good customer service once in a while like that.
Having to do with drones in this day and age compared to what poor Jim's been through, it was like, ta-da!
Yeah.
But yeah, if you look on the Firehouse website, they do have them. You got to look around. Now, the strobes that I have here for the ARC II are all one piece. They come as a set. So you get the strobe and the holder together. Now, for my Mavic Pro, I bought the light set, and then I just bought the snap-on mounts that you asked. You want them forward or you want them reverse? Because obviously the legs are different thicknesses. So when you order it, you have them in there. You can get the mounts for the Mavic Pro. Now the Mavic 2 Pro, Mavic 2 Zoomer Pro, I didn't look for that. You'll have to look in there for it. But the strobe that I was showing you on here, that's the ARC 5.
Okay.
And it's bright.
It's their brightest, that 10,000 CD.
Yeah, it's and it does come with the mounting pads with every single strobe. So all I did is I just put one of the, like I said, the soft fuzzy end on the strobe, and then the rough teeth attachment ones, I put them on all the batteries. And then so you have it on and just pull it on, pull it off.
And none of you have had any issues with any of them falling off at all with the Velcro? Or like you said, Jim, do you make sure you buy good Velcro? Do they send
the Velcro that comes with it is crap. You know, after so many uses, it's just going to be junk. So I bought the 3M from Walmart.
Right.
And it comes in sheets, and you just cut it to size.
Right.
That's what I've been doing for years. Because like I said, I started out with these tiny little pieces of crap. These were the only ones that were available a couple of years ago. The Cree Strobon. These were like $13 at the time. Look at that tiny little battery.
Yeah.
How many?
Those didn't last long?
Jim? No. These batteries could not take the punishment.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. I doubt if any of them even work right now.
$100 for those lights, I don't know. I question it.
And let me tell you something. Here's the pain in the ass on all of them. You see this little black dot? The pain in the ass on all of these is that little black dot you have to push with your fingernail. Even on the ARC IIs. You have to push this black dot with your fingernail. God, I can't.
And the ARC V there at the end.
Yeah, right there.
It's easy. And then when you turn it around is a plug-in port. It's a little rubber flap that you open up in order to put it put it on your USB port.
And then blind yourself while trying to find that little black dot to shut the damn thing off.
Oh man, that's funny.
Because you got to hold it for 3 seconds.
I'm going to put one of these on my stepdaughter's keys. She'll always be able to find them then until the battery goes dead.
What I already did, Steve, is one end they put a piece of rubber. It seals the USB port. Well, I've already had one of them come off on me. But what the hell? I never had it. I never had USB protection before on these things. You know, it's sitting out there open to God and country. So who's complaining? Not me. As long as they work, you know what I mean?
Jim, I'm going to take the rest of the night off.
I've got to go, Jim.
I don't mean to bust up your party, but
oh no, we've been gone for 2 hours.
I'm going out flying early in the morning, so I got to go get some stuff charged up, get ready. So I will see you guys Thursday night, I guess, if you come around.
Yeah.
Other than that, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. Good night, everybody in the chat, and see you next time.
Take care, Mitch. Have a good night.
I have a white Maverick. Yeah, just point a flashlight at it.
All right, guys, I'm going to take this opportunity as well. Thanks for having me in, Jim. Thanks for the live stream.
All right, buddy.
Good day to you and everybody in the chat. I'll catch you all next time.
Take care, Ari.
Later.
Stay well.
I'll be on the side listening. No, I think actually.
Oh, Brian,
Bring puppy to Texas.
He was asking me about being on the battery due to the heat, that if it would cause it from coming off the Velcro. He says, "Bring that puppy to Texas. I'll melt some Velcro for you." Well, we did have 90 the day I did have it up at nighttime. It was still high 80s and high humidity, so. You know, I'm not flying it. I'm not flying with them on during the day. Only when I get down towards twilight time.
You know something that's true too is these batteries get up over 130 degrees, and I'm just wondering, hanging one of those glue Velcro strips to the back of the battery, if that would. Because it never has. I mean, I've used them on the arms of the drone and on top, and it's been solid. If anything, I thought they would fly off the arms, which are the landing gear on that thing.
Yeah.
I thought they would fly off of that, but they didn't. That Velcro is the thick dual lock, and it really stays on there. But, you know, now that you're talking about it and Brian's talking about it, that battery gets up over 130. Hell, I've had some at 160 degrees, according to air data. And I wonder if that would actually be enough heat to loosen that Velcro on the back of the battery.
That's in the inside of the battery, not on the external part.
Yeah, that's yeah.
I'm not, well,
Jim,
do you
that's
think?
one of the reasons I went away with those cheap GoPro accessory mounts on the motorcycle. You know, they have those adhesive things. I've almost lost a couple of cameras because I've used those adhesive connections, and I placed them on the bike in a couple different spots. And you get out there on a 90-degree day, and all of a sudden that stuff gets real loose, and the wind. One day the camera blew, and I just caught it.
Holy crap!
I was doing 65 down the highway, and I caught that thing by sheer grace of God. I got it. Yeah.
Thank goodness.
That would be my nightmare.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I've got a roll of it comes in a box, and it's a roll. It's a Velcro, and so it's it's back to back already attached, and it's half-inch wide, which is just about. It's a little narrower than this, but I know you can get a 3/4 of an inch wide, and I just keep a piece of that if I need to with my pair of scissors. I can cut a piece if I need to replace it, but I've only had 6 flights with this, but it works great.
I mean, we're all probably talking about the same thing. It's just what calls itself Scotch on the front of it. Comes in a Ziploc bag, and I cut these pieces to size. It just says Scotch on it.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't get the 3M?
Yeah, and what I do is it comes in sheets like this.
Yeah.
Big dual lock sheets. And it's thick.
Yeah.
Like, listen. You know, that's hard to get apart. You know?
Thank God Adrian ain't here.
Right. But these have never let go in years of flying. And I cut them up to, to the size of the light, and that's it.
Dan boy, I hope you're doing well. How did the procedure go today, by the way?
Oh, yeah.
Dan Drone Worship just popped in.
I'm trying to remember the name of the procedure for that, Jim, for the esophageal varices. Is that the greenfield filter they put in for that?
I don't know. I've always had them cauterized.
Yeah, but
esophageal varices.
Esophageal.
They can band them.
Yeah.
They can band them too.
They banned them, but then there's a shoot. I can't remember what that is.
Is that where his varices are at?
Yeah, esophageal.
How the hell did he wind up with that?
It's
I don't know.
second or third time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he said that on his live stream today.
Been using one battery more than others. Yeah, that's another thing we wanted to talk about, that air data and the discounts. If you have if you don't have air data, you can type in above and beyond 20 and get a 20% discount. But I was going to run through it with you guys, and we didn't do that tonight. I'm sorry.
Is that a discount? 1 month for 1 month, Jim?
It says it's a one-time discount. So I bought the yearly plan when I bought it. So I only had a 10% discount when I bought it. So I bought it and got 10% off the yearly payment, the plan payment. So this would be 20% off, just above and beyond 20.
Nice.
He had Dilaudid right now, and they're a very heavy dose. If they had to put 9 bands on my range, yeah, they banded him.
I'm jealous. You got Dilaudid. That's good shit.
Share some. Come on, Dan.
Yeah.
So they're still banding them, Ron.
Yep.
Yep.
What is Dilaudid? It's like 10 times more potent than fentanyl.
They used to drink that stuff in the old days.
Fentanyl or Dilaudid?
Dilaudid.
What?
Oh, Jesus.
Watch your old westerns. Dilaudid used to be the dentist tool. That's what the dentist always gave.
That's good shit. I only ever had it once. I only had 1 milligram or one. Yes, milligrams or mics. I can't remember. Milligrams. And whew. Yeah, it's gonna watch it drops your blood pressure though.
Bob, I had the same thing happen to me. Did we talk about that a week or two ago? I was using one battery more than another battery. I think it's just psychosocial. You see, I don't, on the Mavic 2 Pro, I just put dots on them. 1, 2, 3 dots. Because the other ones, I'm up to number 15 on the Inspire, so those I write 15 on. But out of the 3 batteries for the Mavic 2 Pro, I was actually using one more than the others. And when I saw that on air data, yeah, you'll have one you charge 30 times and one you only charge 20 times. That kind of thing. Dilaudid and fentanyl are the only good drugs left.
Yeah, I give them out.
What I do with mine is I put them in my bag. So when I've charged them up, whatever I'm doing, I put them in the bag. So I know on the one side in the pocket, I'll put the one in the drone after it's charged that's next to the line. That's in. So it's ready to go. Right. Then the next one is the front one, and the third one is the one on back. So I'm always grabbing it from the front, and that way it keeps them in order.
Bob Casey's bringing a laudanum. Remember that?
Yep. That was I remember in the movie with John Wayne. He was talking about that, drinking it like the elixir.
All right, guys, I'm off. I'm gonna go make dinner.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jim. Take care, everybody in the panel. Steve, Ron, everybody in the chat. Later. Thanks,
Stay safe, Al. Good to see you.
Take care.
Hey,
Take
what's your status? You back to work or?
Oh, we're doing distant learning, dude. It's just,
All right.
it's crazy. It's a lot of fear mongering up here.
I may give you a call in the next week or two if I can, and some
go for it.
Final Cut Pro
give me a buzz,
questions.
dude.
Yeah, I'll text
definitely.
you first, but yeah,
it's all good, dude. I'm here. All right, guys.
man.
I'm hungry.
See ya.
Go later.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Hey, isn't he usually having shots? No, Al was having shots last week at this time.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. He was all wild. Yeah, he was hard on Adrian last week. Or was that last Friday night?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Ed says he got a high def. Yeah, he was ripping Adrian up.
He was riding Adrian like a Harley on a bad piece of road, man. Yeah. Well, Jim, thanks for having me on. Steve, good to see you guys. And I'm going to call it a night myself.
You stay safe.
Get to go home in a couple of days. I will not see you guys for a couple of weeks. So,
you got hunting coming up?
Yeah, I leave. I get home Thursday afternoon. I'll leave Thursday night. And I'm not sure how long I'll be gone. So all depends on how it goes. I might text you guys from the field. Send you pictures.
All right, buddy.
But we will see you guys.
Stand on one foot, hold the other hand up in the air, and maybe you can send us a live broadcast before you get behind the butte.
Yeah. Remember, we don't have cell phone in Wyoming. We got twice as many guns and people. Yeah, and you can't call for help because there's no cell phone coverage.
That's the greatest sign.
Yeah. Everybody in the chat, everybody have a nice evening, and we will catch you all later.
All right,
Stay well, sir.
All right. Good night, guys.
Dan.
What's up, man?
I imagine you can't talk too much.
Bye, Ron. I can't. I just really have to keep my brain on topic. A lot of it's crazy stuff, bro. It'll take you you'll be telling a story, man. All of a sudden you'll start telling what your brain is thinking, which doesn't make sense.
Good shit.
I had that problem already twice on the phone. So yeah. And fighting staying awake. That's a whole nother one. I probably should just be asleep, but man, it's a lot crazier just staying up on it.
The helicopter keeping you up still?
No, man. I haven't heard it once. It's pretty much done for the night, I think, unless they have a real serious emergency. But yeah, dude, it's interesting. Yeah, I think at this point, Jim, I'm gonna take your advice, buddy. There's probably not gonna be any boxing match between me and Dobo. As much as I want to beat the shit out of that kid, that ain't gonna happen. I just,
it was never a smart move, yeah.
Well, anyways, my point is, I don't think my body's going to do it. Even if I try to get the mind frame there, the body's not going to follow suit. So, it's worth a shot.
Rick Halbert just got some Dilaudidine too? Damn, I'm going in the hospital, Jim. Let's go.
Yeah, no, it started off. Okay, so when I left down there, it was all in my solar plex. I could feel it. I had to keep tapping it to disperse the pain. And I said, wow, man, I don't remember it because I've already had 2 bands put on previous to this. I said, I don't remember it being this painful. And he goes, well, you got to understand, I put on 9. I've been digging around in there for almost 2 hours now. I was like, really? Oh, my God, dude, everything feels shredded right now. And he goes, yeah, well, if it's too painful, just let him know. So when I got up here, they gave me morphine. And, that stuff kicks in 30 seconds. And I was like, wow, morphine will normally solve your problems as a regular individual. This did not solve the problems. So she goes, really? You're still feeling? I said, yeah. She gave me another dose like 3 minutes later. Still, man, nothing. It just would just come, that little feeling would roll over you, and then it was gone. And so she called the doctor. She's like, this is crazy. It's not doing anything for him. So they decided to bump it up. They waited about 15 minutes. They gave me some, whatever that is, Tylenol in that one up there. And
oh, the IV Tylenol, yeah.
Yeah, and then they bumped me up to. She's like, "Oh, I got clearance for Dilaudid." I was like, "Oh boy, that stuff is 10 times more potent." So yeah, they gave me a bump rush of that stuff, man, and it's been active since 6:30, 7. So I get it every 4 hours now. It hurts.
Wow.
Luckily, I'm starting to finally come out of the first phases. I was really diluted there for a while. That stuff just, it'll make
That
you.
sucks. Well, I'm glad they got in there to hopefully resolve the problem, Dan.
Well, that's just one problem, isn't it?
Oh, I know, but at least if they can get this one solved, that's one done.
Well, so my understanding is, you guys already knew my liver was having a lot of problems. It's between stage 1 and stage 2 cirrhosis. Okay, they thought it was stage 4. They did a few tests. They came to the conclusion it's between 1 and 2. Salvageable. Just eat right. Don't do stupid shit and take care of yourself. You know. So the problem is, apparently those veins down there have some blockage from the scar tissue, which is what continues to cause these esophageal veins to build up pressure and then burst, and then I end up digesting all that blood. So it's yeah, this may be something that plagues me the rest of my life, man. I don't know, you know. So
hopefully not.
Good times, yeah, dude. I can't win for the life of me, bro. I just can't. I can't get on my feet. Huh? Crazy. Going on 2 years, Steve.
I know.
2 years.
I know. It's been crap.
Poor Rick,
How did you notice? How did you notice the varices? Did you have coffee ground MSS or what?
So it started off with a little bit of a pain in my lower abdomen, and then it kind of spiked up towards my solar plex, and I was like, man, there's something going on in here. You know, I shouldn't be feeling these things. Obviously, you know, a little bit of pain is normal because I have a hernia right there in my umbilical cord right now.
Right.
So that's normal, you know, but this was different. This was like a pinching, stinging sensation. So I tried to blow it off. I was like, oh, all right, we'll just see how I feel tomorrow. Then I burped. I don't know if you guys have ever ingested blood before, but it is a very distinguishable taste and smell if you've digested blood in a large amount, I should say. Right?
The smell is wonderful.
Yes, it's woo. It's even worse coming out the other end. So I got a blood burp, and I knew there was a problem, but I decided to sleep on it and see what happened. No other signs yet. Then when I woke up, man, yeah. Hey, Jim.
Yeah.
Coffee grounds would have been what I liked. What I ended up with was bleeding floaters. That's slightly different. So, yeah.
That's weird.
No, it's really not. If they sit in the water, you can just see it bleeding out of them. You know, and that's when you know you've lost a considerable amount of blood.
Yeah.
Black is just one thing, but black and bleeding is a whole nother.
No, that's a lot of blood.
It is. Ed says that he has a immunity to morphine. It does. There's not one drug works on everybody the same way, and what they like to do now is throw you to a pain doctor, pain management doctor. Everybody has to go to pain management, and you try and get them to give you medicine. Forget it. It's an uphill battle now, all because of the drug addicts.
Yeah.
We all pay for them screwing it up.
No, it is there. Here, the pain med doctors they just write anything you need. They don't care. If you get pushed off to pain management, as long as you pay your $200, they give you whatever you want.
That's a nice pain management. They don't around here.
Yeah, well, that's like Ron. Ron does pain management for his back and stuff. He does it every month or something like that. I don't know what it. But like I said, man, they just fill them up. It's not even a question asked, nothing. He just gives them their money and then they fill them up.
Wow. I know for Lloyd, for his wife, for Judy, for her pain medication, the stuff she's on, it's ridiculous. All the problems he's had. And even Jim, the same way.
I get pharmacies who won't fill the prescription.
Yeah.
That is not against the law, by the way. The pharmacist can decide they do not want to fill the prescription.
Sure. They can say, hey, I think you're going to abuse it. So no, I'm not going to give it to you. Go get a second opinion from somebody else or validate this in another way. Sorry. I agree with that. Ow, fuck. Oh boy. Yeah. Some of these, even with Dilaudid, man, some of these really sting through. This is going to be a rough couple of days at the hospital, I can tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
Like 48 hours and some odd minutes now without food. I'm extremely hungry, and I know that I can't touch anything.
Nope. They won't give you anything till tomorrow. And then start you on clear. Yeah, but I'm saying they're going to keep you on clear liquids even through tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Sure. I don't doubt it.
You're right, Bob. Steve and Ron will tell you I've been on to Walgreens management in Deerfield, Illinois. I don't put up with this shit.
Yeah.
This ain't a joke.
This is crazy.
Wow, that's crazy. My mom had 2 bowel surgeries and a lung surgery.
Oh my God.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah.
Ow, damn it. Guess what that tasted like? Give you 2 guesses, but I only need 1.
Blood.
Hey.
My other half just had a foot of her descending colon taken out. Left descending colon taken out.
Oh my.
Yeah. Great times getting older. And you're not getting older, Dan.
No.
You're too young for this shit.
I agree. That's why I said it seems like the healthier I get, the worse my body gets.
That's because you partied hardy so long that your body's still trying to catch up.
Man, oh man. I can't even imagine my 40s next.
Well, hopefully it's just one step at a time. You get this taken care of, and then you can get on to the rest of the hiatal hernia and get that taken care of. Finally.
Well, I had to lose all the weight first, man. I had to drop 100 pounds before.
I know. I can't believe how much weight you've lost. 100 pounds. Congratulations.
It's around 85, but I'm just saying it's pretty round off number.
Close enough.
Close enough.
Right.
Close enough for the IRS terms.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I was looking at some of my videos from 2017. I was like, God, man, I was basically a pudge. I was a pudge for real.
Yeah, I had a different hair color in those days.
Right. Yeah. Well.
Well, that's because Revlon ran out of the color you were using from back then.
Just for a minute. Revlon, huh?
We're trying to get him to go to L'Oreal because he's worth it.
Oh yeah. You look like you're worth it, sir.
Money. Yeah, I hear that, Ed.
So any idea how long they're going to have you in for?
I don't know. This pain continues, I'm assuming at least probably today. And
Bob, I told him that when I saw his workout video, the first thing I did was call Dan and say, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Did I not say that, Dan?
No, it was, man. I agree. I needed to do it, though. I had to lose weight somehow, man, finish off, because I was on a stagnant sit still. I was not having any more weight loss, and I was doing a ton of walking, and it just wasn't happening. I was at that, like, dead zone. Well, after I started working out again, man, that first 2 weeks, I did it, that first week and a half. Boy, I started dropping again quick. So I was happy about that, man. And I didn't push myself extremely hard. You know, it's I don't know, man. I don't think this had anything to do with that.
What got you losing the weight again, though, once you hit that plateau? Because I know you changed your diet.
Oh yeah, no, I went straight to eating chicken and just like fiber, like protein and fiber again, water, you know, and I was doing a little grilling. We were doing fish and stuff. I would introduce like potatoes into it for the occasional meal, something like that, you know, but I wasn't like mostly every meal was chicken and broccoli. You know?
Oh, look who's in here. Kenny boy.
Who's Kenny boy?
Kenny Cardoso?
Original Dobo.
Oh,
I don't see him.
He's in there. He's only like 4 points behind. He just came in.
So
I'm looking at the chat on StreamYard.
Well, Bob put in there, no dumpster humping, Dan. And then he came back with, "There's too many fucking dumpsters."
I don't know if you guys know anything, but I used to do a lot of Cali Muscle Gridiron Gang workouts, and I know it looks funny, but I challenge anybody to go try to push up a dumpster. Not just once. I challenge you to do it at least 7 or 8 times in a row.
I didn't know why you even did that in the first place with a friggin' hernia. If your doctor saw you doing that, he'd have slapped you.
Well, I used to do it all the time, man. It was part of my workout regimen. Gridiron Gang workouts are backyard workouts. The idea of it is Cali challenges you to go find something heavy and lift it. And, you know, these are, if you can, I wouldn't suggest most people try that. You got to kind of be able to like squat 350 or better. So I don't know how many people are going to want to go out and slam a dumpster, but I was even being gentle about it, man. I was letting the dumpster down slowly instead of slamming it. For those of you that think it's easy, try it.
Nope, I have.
I guarantee you'll have a new outlook on my dumpster humping.
Either that or you'll have a new outlook on watching your balls hanging.
Hey, bro.
Yeah, I don't want
to convince myself I'm old, man. I can't do that. I can't, dude. These are things I used to do. I could still do them. Damn it.
There's a point in time you come to realization in life that you look at things, Dan, that you move on to things that you know you're good at doing, and you let go of the things you used to be good at doing and remember them, even though you still can't do it.
Well, what did I tell you? I'd last about 3 minutes in a fight now, the way I smoke. Reality hits once you're over 40.
I mean, I still would have been up for it if this hadn't happened. I think you know that, Jim.
And I always said to anybody who would listen, it was a stupid idea.
I know, Mr. Mesoteric Tissue.
Brian, and eventually you're just happy to wake up.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, man. Boy, I can see it. Huh? Good times, bro. Oh, fuck. Oh, that was a good one there. So, Jim, why don't you explain the procedure of an endoscopy with bands so that I understand what took place? Because I still don't know.
Oh, they just go down. They go down your throat. Everybody knows what endoscopy is. It's a camera that goes down, and it's got pinchers on it. And they actually put rubber bands around your veins to stop them before the bleeding point. So they don't, like, they'll band from here to here.
Right.
So because varices means, think of varices as very close. They're too close to the actual throat lining. So whatever you eat is scraping these veins. You're actually bleeding out when you eat.
Oh, that's trippy.
Kind of like putting a tourniquet above severed vessel.
Above and below. Yeah.
But what they're doing is they're restricting it by going down there.
And you want to keep your legs in good condition because they strip your long saphenous veins for heart bypass surgery. So you gotta keep certain parts of your body in decent shape so they can be used for other parts of the body later.
Yep.
Jesus, bro, it sounded like you just told me a combo meal at a China walk.
Kinda. Or you can be like my friend that ended up having melanoma here, and they took out about the size of a softball off his arm. But he can go down there and go like this and kiss his arm and say, "No, bet you can't kiss your own ass because the skin came off his ass in order to cover up from the surgery on his arm."
Oh, man.
So I'm with you. I want to go in my sleep, Ed.
Yep. Amen.
I don't know. I want to die playing FPV.
I had a friend of mine in 2012. He took his Glock, put it right to his head and said goodbye when the doctor told him he wasn't getting the liver transplant.
What?
See, yeah, man, and that's why I'm hoping my liver doesn't get that bad. I don't know, man. Is it redeemable, bro?
You have to be in good condition in order to get another one. Your BMI is too high right now.
Wow, and I understand it. Motherfucker, you just call me fat?
The book calls me fat. Look up BMI. Look up your body mass index.
I know, man. It's at like
for
42.
6 feet. For me, at 6 feet tall, I have to be around 180 pounds, and I'm 220. So it considers me a fat bastard.
Well, I'm just aiming to get back to high school weight. 250, I'll be happy.
Good night, Bob. Take care.
I don't have much further to go, so we're just gonna ride that train, bro.
Well, I figured I'm just going to go on an all liquid diet, but I haven't decided which alcoholic liquid I'm going to go on.
There you go.
That'll lead to the liver damage and the varices.
That'll lead to becoming this guy right here.
And you're back at step one, yeah. Jim, I wish 220. Yeah, I'm 220. I was 245, but then I used to have muscle, which, as you can see, I don't anymore.
Oh, man, that's one thing I did get back.
Well, I stopped working out 20 years ago.
Yeah. I forgot how fast I do gain muscle, though. You know, there's some people that are genetically built to just be able to do that.
Yeah.
I'm one of those weirdos that like could barely work out and just get big. It's always been that way. But then again, following suit with that, apparently I'm plagued with a lot of medical conditions to go along with it. So I don't know. My body just doesn't know its happy median, apparently. You know.
Well, Tomas, I can't just live strictly on Guinness. I gotta change things up. It's like you have breakfast, lunch, dinner. Gotta have a little bit of variation.
Guinness is like a meal, man. That's such a heavy beer. Oh,
I love it though.
Dude, I can't drink it. There's no fizzly bubbly, bro.
Yeah, there is.
Gotta have the fizz of Guinness.
There's a little bit.
Not in any Guinness I've ever had.
It's that creamy head on top that makes it taste so good.
That's not fizzy bubbly, bro.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Until you go to Ireland and you drink the stuff here that comes in a can and you get it on tap over there, there is like a difference of day and night between what we get here and over there.
In the Guinness?
Even though it's all made there.
You mean from the stout? From the stout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they use nitrogen. They don't use carbon dioxide. That's why.
I did not know that.
Yeah, the nitrogen.
Charge lines.
Tap them up. Most of your stouts come out that way. They use the nitrogen a lot.
You can live on beer alone. You can.
Yeah, you can.
You can.
It's actually really good for your heart to have a beer.
Super complex carbohydrates, baby.
Is that why you do all the different flavors, Ken? I can't drink the stuff. What was he drinking the other night? Pineapple beer? Come on. I'm a Bud Light wussy. Not Bud Light. I'm a Budweiser.
I offered him the Monty Python and the Holy Ale, right? Told me, come pick it up, man. That is probably one of the best brews I've ever had in my life. And I love IPAs and I love, you know what I'm saying? Like, I used to be big into the whole hoppy side of things, dude. Jalali's, you guys ever had Jalali's?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. Ken probably has because it's a Tampa brand. It's not a Tampa.
I've heard of it.
It's I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong, but it is a
local brewery.
Yeah, it's a craft, man, of sorts. But it just got really widely branded now, so hopefully it doesn't, blow up because I like the crafted aspect. Tampa has a lot of self-crafting people here when it comes to brews. And I used to love IPAs. Problem is, can't drink anymore, so just gonna have to live vicariously through the rest of my
Dan, I do different flavors because when you're married, that's the only strains you get.
I hear that. We even have a little brewery around here. I don't know what the hell the name of it is, though.
Did you go check it out?
No, I can't drink. I haven't drank since 2006.
I know.
Do you guys have a World of Beers where you're at?
No.
Man, they used to do like 9 beer testing things and like a burger for $5, and their burger was fantastic. They give you 9 different types of craft beer of your choice, and it was like $15 for everything. Oh, really? God. It's phenomenal, bro. I loved going to World of Beers, just doing that. And they still hold it. Mondays is $5 burger and a beer day where you get to choose one of their new craft beers, and then for $5 you get fries and a beer. But man, their burgers are they use grade A meat. It's just delicious, and you get a very tasty brew.
You ever heard of this? Al Diaz says he used to drink before he lifted, right? After college and his football playing days, he learned it from the Polynesians that he played with. You ever heard of that?
That is an interesting thing to do. Is there any principle behind that they've established?
Complex carbs before running a marathon, 48 hours. You bulk up on pasta. Same thing. Complex carbohydrates and fluids. That would be my guess.
I just didn't think beer would do that for you, man.
Complex carbohydrates, yeah, it is. Because it's all the grain. We have a place here in the next neighboring town. It's only like 3 miles away. They're a small little brewery, and no, I shouldn't say a brewery, a serving like pub place, and they bring craft beers in from all the way. And in fact, if I bring it up here on my phone, there's an app. It'll tell you what they have on tap, and they have like 30 beers on tap there. And they go from, the low end and even ciders all the way up to the stouts. And they just have a few bags of chips and stuff like that. But then they'll have like a roach coach that'll come out there and serve. And we went there one time, Father's Day, several years back. My son, we went over there. You can bring your own food in, sit down, man. They have tables and like chessboards, checkers, Scrabble, whatever you want to do. And you just go in there and you can just go in and get samples and do little samples like you're talking about, Dan, where you can just get full pints of the stuff. Right. And their prices are just phenomenal.
I mean, these are 12-ounce cups of beer, man, that they bring in.
What is Mike talking about? I missed 12-ounce, 20-ounce order houses for $10 at Western Bros. What is that?
Where is that? Who is
Mike? Night Train in Michigan. I missed 20-ounce order houses for $10 at Western Bros.
I have no idea, but I will tell you this: I guarantee that most of you people have never had a 40-ouncer in your life. Anybody? Steve?
You bet, baby.
Mike would know all about this. Michigan has 40 ounces, whereas Florida and almost the entire rest of the country only gives you 32s. Michigan's known for the King Cobra 40 ouncer. It's $1.82, and it will get you wasted.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're talking bottles. I'm talking about at a bar we'd go into. They had with the mugs, 40-ounce mugs.
Mr. Pineapple beer is here.
So let me ask you, Dan, is it going to be a thumb war? Wicked thumb war. I'll come to the hospital right now. We fucking do a thumb war.
There you go. That's safe.
Unfortunately, man, they have no visitor policy, so we'd have to do
it. That's terrible.
Yeah, man.
Well, you look good.
Well, thank you.
For the situation.
I'd like to say I feel good.
Yeah.
Sorry, I stepped over you, Dan. Say what you said.
No, I just said I'd like to say I feel good, but that's not on the plate.
You'll be out of there and back to your old self in a week, man. I'll give you a week.
A week, huh?
Yeah, a week, man. You'll be back. You'll be back to normal.
Did they say what aggravated this situation? What brought it on? Or?
No, he was saying I was drinking. I said, well, I'm not drinking. So there you go. Even when I pop on the streams with you guys, like Booze Days, Tuesdays, non-alcoholic brews, man. You know, I don't really know what causes flare up, man.
What is that, Pornhub, Steve?
No.
Oh.
It's called digital pour, and we have a lot of places that's around, and you can bring up the place. It will tell you every beer they have on hand. It tells you everything about it, the beer, the amount of alcohol, how much they have on hand. So when you're looking at it, they're going to tell you how much they have left in that keg before they're going to be switching it out to another.
Huh.
It's called the Brew House, and it's they just have games and stuff in there, and you can bring your own food and sit down in there. Or
that's incredible.
If they have the roach coaches that come in a couple of days a week, well, before this mess started, and it's a kick in the butt because you can get like a 6 sampler thing saying, "Hey, I want to try this, and this," but you go in there and say, "What do you have that would maybe fit this type of a taste?" And they'll give you samples for free.
I would destroy that.
Oh, let me tell you, we did. My wife and I went in the one day before we even opened up a taster set of 6. I was getting hammered on just giving samples. The guy was so free pouring. Uh-oh.
Whoa, shit, I lost power. That was weird.
You're on a UPS on your laptop or your computer.
Yeah, well, I'm on the MacBook, but I have UPS on the internet, so.
Yeah.
That was weird. That happens a lot lately, these power surges.
Jim, let me ask you, man, did you ever get all that stuff resolved with DJI, bro? They end up finally like making good on like half of that.
Nothing.
They didn't give you anything.
No. Well, there was an original. It was a $3,000 bill, and they cut it down to $2,500. But my questions never got answered. Who did the damage? I send you in a perfectly good-looking drone, and you send me back pictures of a broken piece of shit.
Jesus.
No answers. But when you got it back, was it same condition as the pictures, or did they take pictures of the wrong drone and send it back to you?
I showed the pictures of it. It wasn't the same drone. Two of these motors have grease on them and shit. Remember, Steve? You remember?
Yep, and two of the arms have been replaced too, which were never in the order.
And you can't see it, but the FPV camera sits tilted and all that. There was nothing wrong with the goddamn FPV camera. They wanted
Was that on your
150.
Is that on your Inspire, Jim?
No, the Matrice.
Okay.
All that happened to it, Ken, was it stopped talking to the remote controller in flight.
Gotcha.
So it was the flight control board, what they call the main controller board. That's all it needed. Well, they decided, we have to take it apart. So there's a top shell, a bottom shell. They didn't like the battery compartment. That was $550. Came up to $3,000 just to get the flight board.
Don't forget the gimbal.
The gimbal, yeah.
Yeah. The
Did
gimbal
they? Did you check the serial numbers on the unit?
Different. They're all different.
Yeah, they probably just grab. So what we've been finding is when we send customers units in, is they'll hot swap them. They already have one like ready to go. Sometimes they're really good. Sometimes the hot swap units are just complete shit.
What pissed me off was mine was in such great condition. It only had 25 hours of flight on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't put up with that. I would be raising Cain.
Well,
you gotta hit him on Twitter. You gotta put him in public spotlight. That's usually how you get things. That's usually how you get things done with DJI. They hate to be shamed in anything public right now.
Yep.
They're like really, really all over because of all the crap that's going on.
I even told you I'd assist you with it, man. If you sent me the majority of the stuff, I would have been fine with telling the story.
Well, he did. He posted on Twitter and on Facebook.
And their own forums. I put videos up on their forums.
Yeah, but you didn't have a team of people actively just chasing it the whole time. You know what I'm saying? If you stick at it hard, bro, you'll make a point.
And then I never got answers from Brendan Schulman, their lawyer. And then there was only 2 DJI engineers that I knew. and one of them had actually been laid off because of the COVID crisis, according to them.
Yeah. Good night, Brian.
What did you say? Pull that thing off and see how long it takes him to come in. There's nothing plugged into me right now other than an IV. This won't send a message to them, bro. This will just sit here and beep at me like a dummy.
Your pulse meter?
If you had a heart monitor on.
Yeah, which I don't. Both hands are free. Apparently,
all right, Brian.
I'm gonna die. Good with that.
Don't bother us. Die in your sleep.
I'm good. Hey, bro.
If I gotta go, yeah, I'll take that.
I put in 33 good years at this point. If it's time to go, bro, it's time to go.
You got lots of miles.
Oh, no, Steve. But at this point, man, I made peace with God a long time ago, brother. I don't know what the hell's going on with my body, dude. I really don't. So I just gave up caring. I was like, I'll just try to get healthy, and if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Whatever.
Maybe it should be kind of like The Hangover, a hair of the dog that bit you.
Good point. I'm gonna go leave here and get a tribal tattoo on my face.
Hey, Ken, I had sent them in a perfectly good Matrice 210 RTK. These are the pictures they sent me once they got it. These are all the repair pictures. Where the hell did the crack come from? There's a switch missing right here.
What was your serial number?
Oh, I have it. As a matter of fact,
what is that? The serial number in those photos?
No.
Yeah, they peeled off the sticker and put it on the new drone.
Yeah, that sticker was actually peeled off and put on the drone I have now. In my hands, and it's peeling. I showed you the stickers of it peeling, right?
Yep.
That's the $3,000 worth of damage. That's all they would send me was that.
I would literally get a lawyer and start pressing the situation with them.
Yep. Oh,
I would press the situation and make a public spectacle of it. Like I said, they hate stuff like that, and unfortunately, that's what needs to happen with these companies, like DJI specifically. They need to be publicly shamed sometimes.
Look at the sticker that they sent back on the drone. Look at it falling off.
Now, does that match the serial number that you have registered to your account?
This is an actual, what they call an assembly number, but that was the assembly. That's the same number that I sent in.
Yeah.
They just took it off the other drone and put it on this one.
Because his new drone, the air data information is totally different than the existing one. So that's why he knows it's not the same drone.
And the condition of the drone is just totally different. Oh, yeah. This is what they sent back, Ken. That looks straight to you? That's the FPV camera.
That looks fucked up. Yeah, I wouldn't handle that.
It's all corroding everywhere. I want to see. I'm looking to get to the air data pictures.
It's crazy. We have M210s that we beat the hell out of.
Now look at this motor. It looks like somebody greased this motor.
Yeah, that's weird.
And then this one, 2 of them they replaced. Now the thing went in for an electronic board failure.
That's it.
I mean,
so it's not the same drone.
A lot of these you will find, even with brush motors, these bigger quads, man, have a lot more pressure on those bearings. Even if they are, sealed bearings, man, a lot of times they will repack them. So if you do send them back in, they probably most likely tear the motor down and repack the grease. I mean, that's just, I wouldn't see why they wouldn't.
It doesn't make sense why they would repack it on a unit that they're replacing a board on. They should have just replaced the board.
Right.
Well, and I agree. I'm just wondering if they have a service plan that they're supposed to follow once they get one in. I don't know if it just goes in for specific.
I think they try to do a quick turnaround time. I know Enterprise, Jim, they have like a certain service license agreement that they have to be bound to. So like from the point you send it in, the point they touch it to the point it gets back to you and dispatched, they have like a certain amount of time. So it could be they were trying to meet that deadline, but I still think they should give you first right of refusal.
At least Yeah.
Like say, hey, this is not a pressing, not a pressing situation. I don't need, a hot swap drone. I need the same drone back fixed. That would be my preference.
According to them, and this is the air data information, they sent me back a 2017 bird, July 13th, 2017.
And they're saying it's his drone.
And they say it's mine. Now, my bird, these are my original numbers. I got it October 20. I bought it on the 17th. I got it October 25th of 18. So that's 1 month away or 2 months away from 2019, right? A year-old bird. But anyway, I mean, I did so much screaming and yelling. You guys know.
I would have lost my mind. I would have lost my mind on them. I know I have lost my mind on. I've went completely bananas on them.
What it came back to is, do you want your bird back or not? That's what it came back to.
Yeah, but that's so wrong for like, and they've done that to us too.
Countless people, man.
When I've wrecked those Mavic Airs, obviously I've totaled them, but they hot swapped them. When I did my Mavic 2 Pro, they hot swapped it with another one, and there was minimal damage to my Mavic 2 Pro, and I still wanted the same bird back.
Right.
They did not send me the same one back, so they don't care.
On a consumer drone, I can kind of see that, but not on an enterprise drone.
No, and like with thermals, anything thermal related, they should handle. They should provide the same unit back, especially like if you're dealing with an enterprise like the Mavic 2 Zooms or the Mavic 2 Duals, because of that encrypted storage, it should go back to the same owner.
Right.
Because there could be sensitive flight data that's still stored on that unit. They need to send that back.
Well, that's the point. My bitch too was, you're telling me, and per their maintenance manual, you have to change out engines at 200 hours. Well, I knew that my bird had 24 hours on it. How many hours are on this one? I have no way of knowing.
I feel like you just asked me a 5th grade math question.
Air data can't answer that question for me.
Yeah, I would get yourself a lawyer and bring that all front and center, man. 100%. That'd be a slam dunk for them, especially with how DJI is operating right now. There's so much pressure on them right now. Yeah,
I was surprised. Old Ash put out that video that got released of their headquarters and the assembly lines and the inside. It's like they must be in real problems in order to sit there to come out and release videos of the inside of their manufacturing plant.
Well, you know what they're afraid of? Is, think about it. You have TikTok that just got slammed with regulations, and they're fighting back and potentially going to get banned. There's a lot of pressure on Chinese companies, Chinese manufacturers for transparency. The deal is America's freaking sick of it, right?
Yep.
We don't want our data up for highest bidder. So, these companies are starting to go into panic mode and preservation mode. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I think, the end is near for them here in this country. And they see the writing on the wall. All departments have dropped them. They can't use them. Sheriff's offices can't use them.
Yeah. Exactly.
No government agency.
No government agency can utilize a DJI drone. So what does that tell you? They just lost enterprise fleet accounts are like big. That's big. That's like money in the bank. It's not like consumers. Like people think, oh, DJI makes consumer drones. DJI could give a shit less about us. They care about their enterprise customer because that's an instant paycheck. Paycheck. But now they lost that. They don't have that now. So, and they did it to themselves. Like they did it to themselves because they get greedy or think, hey, nobody's watching. And all it takes is one developer to catch on or something. And there you go.
They got greedy on the SDKs. It was $5,000 to join the SDK program.
Yeah. Well, look at that thing they were trying to launch to compete with Drone Deploy. Like the membership fee was incredibly expensive, and they just didn't have enough of support. And then now look, you don't even hear anything about DJI Terra. Yep. You don't hear nothing. Like nobody, who's going to buy that? Nobody's going to buy that. No. Drone Deploy is doing it better.
Excuse me, Ken. I was saying good night to Rick.
Oh, good night, Rick Halbert.
He's in the hospital still too.
Oh man,
we're bed buddies.
He took a fall and ended up breaking his elbow. His medication that he was on, his blood sugar went down, and he went to the floor.
We'll talk tomorrow, Rick. I'll send you a message again, bud.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is they may try to come here to the States with the enterprise section.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't think, I don't know. I don't think the government agencies would still go for that because the infrastructure and the software and the servers are still, primarily overseas. So
right.
I think they'll still have a lot of restrictions in regards to that.
They'd have to build the whole infrastructure here. I mean,
it would have to stay here. Yeah.
Yep.
They couldn't be beholden to China, the Chinese government. Right.
It would almost, the only way they can really save their company and save their face is if they sold to an American company, I think, or sold to somebody else. It can no longer be a Chinese held company.
Right.
It would have to be like Korean or something like that.
Dealing in China, I have some really close friends that they do a lot of work with Chinese manufacturing and everything. In fact, the gentleman on the board of directors of the company I used to be affiliated with, it was called MFlex. They were here in Anaheim, California. They built the iPhone circuit boards.
Mm-hmm.
They went over there, and then they ended up building plants over there. They had to end up building 2 plants because after their first run, this is from the original iPhones, when they went over there and put their assembly plants on, they found out that Chinese New Year's, guess what?
They'll take off.
All the workers only get 50% of their salary the whole year. And then on Chinese New Year's hits, you get the other 50% of your salary for the whole entire year. They lost 1/3 of their workforce that never came back. Imagine having 5,000 employees trade in. You're going bat out of hell for Apple. All of a sudden, they're gone.
It's
so
not just that. As a
they
Chinese company, you're beholden to the Chinese government.
Well, that's what I was going to get into.
All information has to, if the Chinese government wants it, they have to be given it.
There was a wind generator company, because we had a big meeting. It was called "You'll Have to Learn to Do Business with China." That's what it was. It was held here at the Chapman University, and the gentleman that was the CEO of MFlex, he's since retired out of it. He put it on with another guy. And there were 2 people there that really were the standouts. One was a gal that was there working with Disney over there for the Disney products. And it's extortion. Somebody came to her and said one day, well, it's going to cost you $100,000 in order to keep your broadcast up and running. She says, we're not going to pay $100,000 for that. 6 hours later, they were taken off the air. And then the other one was a wind turbine generation company. They were in there. Obviously, they're bringing in all these, huge pieces of machinery that got to be put on ships in order to be sent over here. They froze them at the port. Guess who ended up owning 51% of the company? The Chinese government.
Yeah, it's a shitty thing, man.
Let me ask you guys a question. What do you think is happening with Unique as a company? Their last 2 drones just absolutely tanked.
They're doing no advertising at all. The Unique H520, I saw nothing wrong with the 520. They were trying to work on the camera to make it clearer. I know it wasn't focusing correctly, that CG camera. But they've done nothing. And neither has Walkera. Walkera put out a
Walkera's they moved over primarily to the to like more agriculture though. Like so when we were at CES, I saw a bunch of their gas powered drones.
What happened to this?
So I talked to those guys. They're still planning on releasing it.
I talked to Wolfgang. Is that who you would?
No, I talked to Maxine Clays.
Okay.
He works directly for them because I don't think Wolfgang is actually still doing anything really like directly with them like he used to. So I talked to the guys over in China, and I was just like, hey, what's going on with this? And they said that they had some manufacturing delays, but they were going to be like October, November type of targeted timeline.
Let me tell you something about Chinese companies. You see these drones behind me? At the end of CES, the American crew in Seattle was fired for chasing innovations.
Yeah,
heartless bastards, the Chinese. They just
they fired everybody at the Seattle office.
Everybody gone.
yeah,
It's
the whole
gone.
team just replaced them and moved forward. Yeah.
They put out the M2. They won't send it to me. They just put out the F1 fish finder. They won't send it.
They sent us a prototype, and we haven't even used it. I have no use for these submersibles. They're pieces of shit. I've got that QC. They're just garbage. Like when I was walking through CES, the lady saw me. She goes, "Oh, you're the guy that said our case smell like cat piss," and I'm like, "Yes, it did smell like cat piss." I mean, she was ready to choke me. But I have no use for submersibles at all. Like none. Like they're just garbage.
Literally, how many times did I fix mine? And it only got probably 28 uses altogether. Replaced motors, had seal issues, broke it apart, put it all back together, resealed it, replaced the O-rings. This is all me doing. I don't send it back to the company. It was very frustrating, bro. I'll tell you what, if I had paid $2,500 for something like that, I would have been absolutely livid. I would have been trying to figure out how to burn the company to the ground.
And I'll tell you something, they know that issue. Even the tiny little sand grains on the bottom of Florida's rivers clog these motors.
Yeah,
and they know it. They know it. The Chinese guy, Jackie, the head of the company, knows it.
Yeah, when we were in Seattle, we were using them, and it wasn't bad, like in the sound there, in Puget Sound. And the water was like really clear. Like it was really clear. And it was like, I was like, all right, it could be sort of impressive. And they had the guy, Andrew, out there from chasing, really amping up the situation. But beyond that, I've never really got one to work the way I wanted it to.
I don't like the system. The system's all screwed up when I have to transfer it from there to my iPad mini. Then I have to get it off my iPad mini to my PC to even see the damn picture it took.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. Yeah, I've literally given up on submersibles after the whole debacle when we were out by the Bermuda or Bahamas. We were out by the Bahamas and we were using them, and it was just so cumbersome. It wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
It wasn't worth it.
That day we went out with John, bro. We spent more time just trying to get the damn things to turn on and go in the water.
You can't fix it. They drift. They float. Right. It's fucking terrible.
One motor will stop. I hear you. One motor will stop and it'll be clogged, and then the thing's just going off on its to the side or whatever.
And there's just no way to really control it. And the other thing was, we were like the first time I had it out, I broke a motor. Like a motor broke. Like literally, it got fishing line. Like it picked up fishing line. We're like 20 miles out and it picks up fishing line. I'm like, how the freak?
Right.
But so in order to send it back to China, they wanted $400 to send it back, to ship it back to them. And I'm like, I'm not paying $400. I'm like, you send me a new one. So somehow like we conjured up this thing. I pretended I was like a park and wildlife guy. I filmed it. Like we filmed it and I was like, yes, I put on my best redneck voice. And she bought it and she shipped us another one. But I shouldn't have to fake that I'm a redneck for me to get a new submersible. Fucking Chinese.
Yep. They're all on that yellow tether there, Mike.
It's just it's crazy.
Right there.
Well, it's in the price range you're in too. If you go into the high dollar commercial stuff, that's another story.
Well, I've just learned that dealing with companies overseas, they have the worst customer support. The other problem is there's a delay in dealing with their support. So like I'm dealing with FR Sky right now. I got a warranty out one of my controllers. And by the time they send me a message, it's the next morning. So literally people are like, how come you don't sleep? I'm like, well, I don't sleep because I'm waiting for them. So I sleep when I get my situation resolved, because otherwise I'm going to lose a whole day trying to negotiate with them. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. Negotiating with them sucks.
Now you guys understand why I stay up all night, because when we're over here sleeping, they are all awake over there. And if you want to get anything handled, you got to be awake for it. It's just ridiculous.
Why don't you call the nurse and tell her your IV's empty?
Because I don't think that's the problem.
Why? Because you're moving your arm and cutting the IV off?
No, I think it's because the battery's dying and I just don't care at the moment. Is it annoying you, Jim?
Morse code, man. It's Morse code.
All right.
You don't need to get up. Oh, okay.
I'm not getting up, bro. I'm a lazy bastard. Are you kidding me?
And tell her to bring some more Dilaudid while you're at it.
Some more what?
Dilaudid. It's 11 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock.
No, midnight.
Oh, I thought you said 11.
Can I help you?
Yeah.
All I heard was
my thing is just beeping away like
alcoholic, I guess.
Okay, I'll get your nurse in there.
Thank you.
She sounds nice.
And make sure when they bring you the Dilaudid, Dan, they bring enough extra for us.
Didn't turn off. What the heck?
That won't happen.
She sounded really nice.
Yeah, she did.
I don't know what I just did.
Was she
Whatever.
good looking?
I have no idea. She can still hear you. Red light's on.
Well, ask her. Ask her if she's good looking.
I'll be able to tell in a sec, man. Chill.
Well, she said that's just the gal there. She's sending a nurse in.
That's true.
Yeah.
Is Aaron, I guess, who I just talked to is Aaron. I guess we're going to get, no, Tech is Sarah. Monica is my nurse.
A little
All
bit
right,
on
Jim,
Monica.
I'm out, man. I'm going
All
to
right,
finish
bro.
up this video, brother. Good luck, Dan.
Hey, wait a minute.
You,
Wait a minute. I'm using Power Director. I tried to pre-render everything so I could watch it in HD, so I could actually edit it in HD, UHD,
Okay.
but it's still stuttering.
Power Director?
Yeah, Power Director 18.
Haven't used Power Director at all.
All right.
Have you?
I mean, I've
I
only
just-
got a 1060 card, NVIDIA 1060.
Yeah, but
That's
still,
nothing
it should be able to handle at least that. It's
what I
just
thought.
Power Director is just sort of. It's not the ideal situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would honestly try that trial of that Movavi, man. I'm really impressed with that. Actually, it background renders and it can handle almost any graphics card.
Any preference as to DaVinci?
You can try DaVinci. DaVinci's okay. It's just it takes a while to figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's a big learning curve.
It's a bigger learning curve, and I mean at that point you're sort of like halfway. You're sort of regressing a little bit. I think, anyways, with DaVinci.
I mean, there's a couple guys that do some really good tutorials. I've been using DaVinci for a while now too. And Jim, I'll send, if you're seriously thinking about DaVinci, there's a guy that really does a great series on breakdown and making it extremely simple moving forward for, your basic editing. I don't know how deep you're trying to go, but
I just want to edit the
he does a
4K
good job.
footage I'm looking at. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
I want to look at it and edit it. I've got a 4K TV to play it on. I want to edit it.
That's I mean, unless you run proxies, Jim. I mean, but DaVinci you can at least run proxies. That's the thing. I don't think Power Director will let you run a proxy.
It automatically makes a proxy, but then I even pre-rendered everything, Ken.
Yeah, I mean, but
pre-rendered
like
it.
I'm editing right now with stuff, and I'm using Premiere, and my system's no slouch, and I still have to I still get stutter. The problem is H.264 is so compressed, it's just a pain in the ass. Like that's literally why when I record my videos, I record into a Ninja Atmos because I want that uncompressed file because I can just blaze through and edit really quickly, no render times, nothing. Because it's not compressing. That's why I want to see cameras and drones start trending towards that because I think that's going to be the future. I think
So
that'll
can we
literally
do
be
that out of a crystal sky? Can we do that?
No, because remember you're downloading. You'd probably get some digital breakup or something like that.
Okay.
You wouldn't want to do that because again you're going to have some latency there, and just like in the DJI goggles, sometimes I'll be recording. And while some points it's perfect, other parts it's like all of a sudden gets all blocky and digital because that's the latency. So it's just like analog in that regard.
Great.
So I mean they need to do better. I ordered some SD cards though that hopefully will maybe help some issues though. Some Delkin SD cards. They're V90s. I want to see if they work.
I've got A-Data V90s, but they're very expensive. And the Lexar 1800 series are V90s. Very expensive cards, though.
I'm hoping it helps my stutter issues on the Evo 2. I'm hoping.
If it's an ingest problem, it will.
I'm thinking it is, especially like when I'm writing to the card. I think the V30s aren't fast enough for 6K, because I just found out 6K is the only thing that has 10-bit.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that stupid?
Yeah.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like, you make a drone and you advertise 10-bit, but you're only going to put it in your 6K footage. Like, that's so stupid. So I'm hoping we'll see what happens. But all right, guys, I'll let you all jet.
Take care, Ken.
Thanks, Ken.
Later. Get better, man.
Yeah, bro. Later, man. Ow.
All right, I am going to jump off this thing.
I'm
Which we
waiting
were going to
for
do
the
an hour ago.
Yeah. Just sorry I popped in. I know I kept you on here a lot longer than that was surprising. They can pop in.
That's okay. Yeah.
Friends are friends.
No, I didn't say, I wasn't saying it. Like, bro.
Oh, I know.
I was like, dude, I don't hate anybody. I keep telling everybody, I don't hate anybody, man. YouTube is I don't take this that serious. It's just fun for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is fun. I like to stir the pot. I like to make trouble. Yes, it causes interesting stories and things happen. You know, I've always been that way. It's just fun. What would you do without me?
Isn't that a song?
I don't know, but it'd probably be a lot smoother.
Don't you forget about me.
Exactly.
Dun, dun.
Adobe or bust. I don't know. See, because the Da Vinci will do that supreme color grading, but I don't know that my computer's up. I was checking out this great computer. It was $1,500, but it still only had a DisplayPort 1.2. You have to have DisplayPort 1.4 in order to push out HDR to your computer in the first damn place. There's so much bullshit. Well, Brian knows about that. BMAC aerials.
He's gone.
All right, and we're gone.
Yep. Kenny boy, you rest up, man. Prayers are with you, buddy.
Yeah, you got it, man. I'll be out of here soon enough.
I hope so. Just get some rest.
Yeah. Jimmy, hey, Jim, that reminds me. Sorry for bailing on your stream the other day, bud. You got to going, and I wasn't feeling good when you put me in the back room again. I was like, oh, this is my opportunity. Because I was going to say, hey, man, there's not much going on in here that I can really, talk with you guys. Because I'm not into the DJI stuff. You know that. I'll pop in if you guys. Huh?
It was camera talk, yeah.
Yeah, I don't get into it. I just shoot footage, man. If it looks good, I post it. If it doesn't, I'm not. I'm a hobbyist just out having fun. So I don't try to get into all that camera aspect and all that ridiculousness. So,
it'll drive you